it's fucked up. You don't have a conscience. Yeah, you don't give a fuck. It's never enough for you. And you're seated at the head of the table. You're a wolf in a toy, hiding out in plain sight. No, you don't care if we live or we die. You're a wolf in a toy, hiding out in plain sight. Oh, you don't care if we live or we die. Megalomaniac, stepping on the head of everybody with the bus pass. You were born for this. You butter up the people with the verbal trick. You don't give a fuck. It's never enough for you. And you're seated at the head of the table. You're a wolf in a toy, hiding out in plain sight. Oh, you don't care if we live or we die. You're a wolf in a toy, hiding out in plain sight. No, you don't care if we live or we die. Well, you don't care if we live or we die. You said you're gonna make it the greatest. Now we're all separated. Yeah, we're all separated. You said you're gonna make it the greatest. Now we're all separated. Yeah, we're all separated. You're a wolf in a toy, hiding out in plain sight. No, you don't care if we live or we die. I came to fight, I came for war. I came to win, to settle the score. I came for the throne, to take it all. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. So give me your best shot, I'm ready. Give me your worst and I'll stand steady. So bring the pain, then bring some more. I came to fight, I came for war. blood to take you down. I came for your kingdom, I came for your crown. I came for your trophy, I came for your pride. I came for your victory, I came for your prize. So give me your best shot, I'm ready. Give me your worst and now stand steady. So bring the pain, then bring some more. I came to fight, I came for war.
...2022 GSL Season 2. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Group D of the GSL Code S. Tasteless here, along with me, as always, is Artosis. COVID-free.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't believe it, Tasteless. Feeling fantastic. Excited for today. Astrea playing in GSL. Tell your friends. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, this is going to be so fun. I've got my fingers crossed that we do get a foreigner to advance here today with Astrea. It's nice to actually have the pro gamers coming back into Korea. We've got an audience again, which has been amazing. Welcome those of you in the audience now. But we're going back to an actual global StarCraft League.
Yeah,
and it's going to be even better in
nice.
Season 3. I know there's a bunch more pros coming. I'm not going to say the names just yet. But, yeah.
Please, Tasteless.
I won't. Make them hungry, man. Make them beg. But, yeah, so we've got an American playing here today.
Yeah, and it's going to be amazing. I mean, Astrea's in great shape.
Right.
Just got second place in NA to Neeb. And, look, going up into this group, it's a tough group. All the groups are tough. This one has Trap in it. That's pretty tough.
Yes.
Right? Cure, he's tough as well. RagnaroK, he's cheesy, man. Who knows?
He's cheesy, probably the weakest in this group, but
still quite strong. He actually had a good season last season. He looked good.
Yeah, we did get some time to talk to Astrea before he went over to his booth. I think he's excited, maybe a little bit nervous excited, but we'll see if that helps him. You know, it kind of depends on the kind of person you are. Sometimes that energy can actually let you really channel your best play. Other times, not so much.
Well, Astrea has like enough tournaments under his wings now. I'm not too worried. I think he can put out a fantastic series here, as you can see in Group D. Here we are. Of course, one more group next week, and then we're going to have to take a little bit of time off. You know, Valencia's coming up.
Right.
And so we are going to have a week of no GSL there. But look at this. Very few Terrans getting through so far.
Yeah, Terran right now seems to be having a tough time. Not surprisingly, we've got a lot of Zergs that have managed to advance. But today, 2 Protosses, a Terran, and a Zerg. I think Cure, I'd give him like a 50-50 shot of getting out here. What do you think?
I think Kier's best play is the best play currently in this group. Like Trap. Well, normally I'd say that about Trap, but honestly, I was not that impressed with him last season. But maybe that's a really high bar because he's been the best Protoss in the world for so long, but he really didn't look up to his own level last season. So I'm a little bit questioning that.
It's tough when you're actually totally on top, right? Because then your play is getting studied. You're basically guiding the meta, right? But yeah, now Hero's here, and he's got some very different approaches, so Trap does feel a little bit old hat.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's pretty much guaranteed to advance here.
Okay.
I can't imagine Trap getting knocked out of Group D.
Honestly, I could see him not making it through, but he's got like last season he hit 10 round of 8s and up, right? So it's pretty crazy, like his consistency. So yeah, that's a super tournament result right there. You see the 16. But yeah, I guess the one thing I want to talk about a little bit is Astrea here, right? Like this is a very exciting thing to see him in GSL playing right now. The first foreigner back since we had Special several seasons ago. And I think that Astrea has a shot tonight. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, he's very smart. He's not your standard Protoss taste. He's a very brainy guy. But no, seriously, like the way he thinks about the game, the way he approaches his practice and what he wants to do, I think is very, very intelligent. And he's going to bring some play that I think the Korean players are not as used to. So yeah, I'm giving him a real shot here. Like he's continuing to gain that experience, right? He hasn't been a pro as long as anyone else here, but I have some faith. I actually think there's a reasonable chance for him.
We're going to start this off on Nautilus 2. 2,000 atmospheres for map 2, and if we're lucky enough to get a map 3, we are going to end it on Hardwire. Good to be back here at the GSL, man. Good luck, Astrea, the only non-Korean here in Season 2 of GSL Code S. And we're ready to get this started, guys. Trap versus Astrea. Let's go.
I came for war.
Guangdong Freaks, Trap. Alpha X, Astrea.
Okay, this is cool. Now, Astrea did come up and talk to us a little bit, and this is a 4-player map that he's on, and he's actually decided to go Nexus first here, since it is a 4-player map.
Yeah.
So, very exciting stuff, and you can see Trap is not scouting him first, and in fact, if Trap goes to bottom right, Astrea is going to have a huge advantage.
Yeah. So he went with a cross map scout here, which basically means you have one build you're going to do if you get on the other side of the map, if they're directly away from you because they're as far away as possible. Then you have another build if they're either to the right or to the left of you. Now,
wow.
Hold up.
So Trap scouted bottom left, and now he's
sent a probe over here to the center left.
Yeah. So if he proxies like a Stargate there, that's going to be amazing for him. But at the same time, what a gamble, because he does not know that Astrea is in the top left. He has no idea, and he has no idea what the build is either.
Yeah, I'm confused by not having scouted top left and then putting the pylon here.
Dude, if it's a if it's a Twilight, okay, cool.
Yeah, Twilight would almost make more sense, but if he makes a Stargate,
I think it's gonna be a Stargate, man. And if Astrea was bottom right and he's going Stargate there, that's cross scout into coin flip. Let's see what it is.
Oh, we saw air weapons for a second. Okay,
Dude.
Stargate coming down.
Wow.
Did we miss something in the order in which he scouted? I just don't understand.
No, we did not. I don't. Look, now he's going to scout bottom right and just pray that he's not there.
How strange.
Yeah, this is a little bit comical. Because like this is such a strange way to go about something. Now, to be fair here, for Astrea, his probe was in the base, so he might be able to read part of this. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And now the probe is in the bottom right, so he knows that he actually proxied onto the right location. You ever wonder if a Zealot wins or 2 Adept stasis?
Yeah, now we finally answered that age-old question. Stalkers are going to come out here for a bit of an engage. And I mean, the Oracle should be able to do a lot of damage here into the main.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know the math on Nexus first and where you're at with this, but I mean, just having the Stalkers out on the map basically means he's going to have way less defense to keep his probes safe.
Dude, he made a shield battery, but I'm sure it's at the natural, right? Like, it would be insane if it were elsewhere. And like this, he's making a forge, which is kind of interesting.
Here we go.
But yeah, this is, that's got to be shocking to him. Like, how can an Oracle be there right now? With no scout! With no scout!
It's crazy to me. It's one of these things where there seems to be a certain degree of randomness to the build, but it's somehow all working out perfectly.
Yeah, it's working out perfectly.
You know? It's like you watch somebody bet like on the number 2 on roulette, and then he lands on 2, and it's like, how'd you do that? It's like, I didn't do anything, I just got lucky. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me. Okay, so already we have 11 probes killed. I don't know how many more probes you can lose before you can never recover, but this is starting to feel like too much here. The Oracle's going to come in again in an explosive game 1 here. Now, again, it was Nexus first, so you had this probe lead.
Yeah.
And now he's down quite a bit. The Nexus is about to finish, by the way, for Trap over back at his base.
Yeah, Trap is... Look at how far ahead he is. He's killed 23 probes. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But, you know, he took this little risk. And it's paying off amazingly. Now, I'm trying to figure out if there's, like, any real potential comeback here. It seems like Trap is just going to get way ahead, right? Like, even though the probe count is not that different at this exact moment, we've seen plenty of games where, you know, like, one player is, well, both players are going Blink, but one guy has a couple Oracles, and the Oracle player is just always ahead, right? Because they have more scouting intel, they have threats, they have, you know, they can put down stasis wards, tag things. It's just like a more flexible, better position.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is just really bad right now for Estrella. Honestly, so many things have gone wrong this game.
Everything got caught.
It's kind of hard to quantify how bad this is, to be honest with you. All the way to the Zealots being hit, the Stalkers getting killed, that many probes being wiped out. Blink is about to finish, which is going to probably give Trap the ability to basically just strong-arm any fight.
Yeah. I'm trying... Like, Astrea here, he's down 5 workers. He's way down in army supply. Blink is slower. Full intel here for Trap. That's tough, man.
Okay, nice catch. He's going to get this one Oracle. Second one will get away. We have a pylon coming out here to where the third will be placed eventually. I don't think he's going to expand just yet, though.
Oh, man.
Now, the thing is, Blink is about to be done right now for Trap, and that's going to be where he can just blink on top of these other Stalkers.
Yeah.
And I think he might even have enough to one-shot. I don't know what the... No, I guess you need 1 or 2 more Stalkers than that, but...
Yeah, with the overcharge, like, he'll live for the time being, but this is... I mean, he has the Oracles, right? So he can even blink up into the main base.
Yeah.
It's tough. But there are a lot of Stalkers here for Astrea. Let's see if he can make something happen.
Yeah, he now has the right amount to one-shot this, as long as the shots are not staggered here.
Yeah, there are some Stalkers up on the high ground. The Adept actually tanking quite a bit here and slowing everything down.
Yeah.
He brings the Stalkers so far back that the battery's not really doing anything there. And Trap does have to blink out.
He has held okay, though. Again, with more and more Stalkers coming up here. Blink just around the corner, by the way, for Astrea. I guess the question is, yeah, can he continue to hang on here? Oh, man. Yeah, good punish when the screen's not there.
Well, you know, Astrea is doing his best trying to hold on, but the game has been quite a disaster so far. He's about to have an Immortal, so I think technically, once again, he will hold. But his position is not, I think, actually getting any better. it's getting slightly worse right now.
Yeah, well, even more probes getting blood off over here. This Oracle getting an insane number of kills before it depletes its energy and is killed off. Charge coming now, and Immortals for Trap as well. I don't think we're too far out from this game just being over here.
Yeah. I mean, Trap is just going to be able to macro up from here. He's got a huge lead in every way. I hope that this doesn't affect Astrea too negatively, you know?
Well, it's a rough game one, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing to lose, but I mean, he's taken a real beating here. And again, I think it's also not just, you know, that he's taken a lot of, you know, mini losses inside this game. It's also like the whole opening was weird from Trap.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the weirdest openings I think we've ever seen in GSL. A cross scout into a blinded proxy Stargate.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's also first Nexus first, which
You know
makes the
what-
math a
you know
little bit
what's-
fuzzy.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it seems silly in a couple ways when you think about it. Like, for instance, if he hadn't scouted bottom left and he had just made it in the mid center, the mid left, then it's 66% instead of 50%. So it almost feels stupid that he scouted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, what?
By the way,
That's some fuzzy math right there. I
it's
like
weird,
that a
man.
lot.
So he's got a Trap has two Immortals now, Sentries as well, which means he can actually lock you know, Estrella's Immortal in there as well.
Yeah, I think this is going to be it now. As the charge lots come up, there's nothing left.
GG. Game
Okay.
one goes to Trap. We're going to go right into game two. Rough performance there from Estrella. Again,
Yeah.
you got to shrug that one off.
That's tough. That's tough. I don't think Astrea necessarily did anything wrong. He, of course, took a risk as well. I think percentage-wise, his risk was not that bad. And, of course, with Trap, like, when you put a Stargate there, if your opponent is bottom right, obviously you're really, really far away. But it's not like you auto-lose the game for doing it. So it's not that level of risk. But, yeah. I mean, I think Astrea should be able to brush that one off.
Yeah, it was just, you know, it's one of those games where I think as long as he can get his head back into it here with 2,000 atmospheres, he should be okay. He seems to be in good spirits. But again, you're going up against Trap, who's, you know, one of the greatest PvP players of all time. He really doesn't seem to struggle against anybody. That last game,
Creator tasteless.
to be honest though, that last game, that won't be recreated.
No.
So, you know, we got a fresh start here on a map that's a little bit more normal here. Nautilus 2 is kind of our most out there weird map. Anyways, guys, Trap versus Astrea in this best of 3. Game 2 starts now.
I came for war.
Guangdong Freaks, Trap. Alpha X, Astrea.
All right. Let's see what Astrea has planned this time. Does have that kind of forward gateway. Might again be a pretty fast Nexus here. Oh, hold your side.
On the side. That's a long message. Let's go, Max.
I love that meme. Someone
So
where you use
funny.
their first name and you're tight with them. Don't worry about it.
I love it.
Amazing. Great
Yes,
job.
Excellent work on that sign. So good to have an audience again, man.
It is. It is.
Good getting to say hi to you guys after the show.
Yeah.
Talk for a minute. I remember the very, very first time. This is before I was cast with the Ortosis, but like doing GOM TV Avertech Intel Classic like way long ago for StarCraft 1. In that weird moment where like they open it up to an audience and like on the first day there's like one foreigner in the audience and it's like, oh my God, somebody came. This is so crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then, like, they'll come to you afterwards and be like, yeah, I watched. Like, that's so cool that you're casting. I'm like, oh, this is, you know, it's like this idea of like, oh, okay, there are actually people watching and coming. It's so sick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, and it was kind of fun to watch the reaction of people as more and more non-Koreans came. Like, before coronavirus hit, I would say, like, we had a full GSL studio most days, or very close to full, and, like, literally it was like half foreigners every day.
Yeah, I'd say something
In
even more.
a country where Koreans represent like 99% of the population, so it's like pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah, and you know we get some people that are working here in Seoul or in Korea. They come up from Busan or some other city, and then you know we have people that are you know, visiting, and this is kind of the quintessential Korean esports experience, right? Go see some live StarCraft, live esports action out here, but it's so good to actually have people coming down, making funny signs, seeing the pros play in person. And of course, now the country's finally opened up. People can actually come in and out as long as they're vaccinated.
So, taking a look at this game, Tasteless, nice quick Nexus is up for Astrea, so he's gaining an advantage in that way. And his Robo is a little bit quicker here as well. So I would say everything is slight advantage to Astrea right now. I think he came very well prepped with builds today. A lot of scouting going on in the map.
Yeah, there's a Robo's coming in here on both sides. It looks like Astrea has actually plugged his entrance up here with a shield battery for the time being.
Yeah.
These 4 Adepts are going to come over here. I was going to say, is he going to actually try to fight this or not? I don't think he should.
Yeah, did he let that shield battery finish? I believe he did. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, well, there's no way these Adepts can try to outmaneuver him.
Astrea's planning here is super cool. Like, this Observer first as well, I'm a fan. Look at that. Now he's going to go get, like, a beautiful, beautiful scout. He hasn't had to make, like, 3 sentries like his opponent.
Right now, the worker count here, it's about a 7-worker lead here for Astrea, and it's going to be tough to catch up. Yeah. The second Nexus just finished here for Trap, so, I mean, basically, Astrea can keep a worker lead as long as he wants.
Now, there is a Prism coming, right? Trap just got his Prism. He went for that first, and that means that there's some real potential here for him to get some damage with these Adepts. There's not that much firepower from Astrea right now, especially inside of his base. So yeah, this is actually a little bit scary. I can see Trap actually getting quite a few probes here. Look at this, it's a 6 probe advantage for Astrea right now. Let's see what it looks like in a moment.
Okay, so we're going to unload these Adepts over here. Nice block with the Warp in here. Going to be a little bit tougher to snipe these probes.
Yeah,
looks
beautiful,
like
beautiful.
Yeah, is he going to shade those other 2 down there? I guess not. Dude, the blocking actually is so good.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, this was beautifully done.
This was fire.
Seriously.
So he does still lose 6 probes, which is going to make this worker count fairly even right now.
I thought it was going to be worse than that.
Me too. Well, I mean, that initial block with the warp in and the 2 stasises, it should have been a lot more probes killed there. So nicely done.
A great hold. And they're even on workers right now. And don't forget that those workers came out earlier for Astrea. So, you know, that's just something to consider. Even though he drops down by like 2 for a second and then gets back to even. Like, he's still in good shape. I don't mind this position for Astrea.
Yeah. So we've got this 3rd base coming down right now for Astrea. Kind of an unusually early 3rd base, to be honest here, for PvP.
Well, I think he read the position well, that he's not actually behind. Also, he just killed 4 Adepts, which, you know, that's a lot of gateway units that are gone.
Sure.
So it's not like his opponent is going to have way more Stalkers and Blink done.
Yeah.
I think he's got a good timer on what's available for Trap, and he knew that he could once again get another Nexus down faster. And look at this, he's up 3 probes, a couple army supply. His 3rd Nexus is slightly faster. He's completely aware of what Trap is doing. I think this is just a very high-quality game with a lot of high-quality calls.
Yeah, so far so good. 2 more Adepts are going to come in here and thin that worker count out even more here. We have 4 kills so far.
Yeah, and the harassment's good from Trap, but Astrea's non-stop on the probes. It's not like he's resting at all on that production. So even though he's losing probes, he's okay. Like, he's keeping his economy up. And yeah, the Adepts don't mean a lot, but those are, like, they could have been something else that could actually fight later on. So I don't see Astrea actually falling behind here. Like, look at this. He's actually up and immortal at the moment. Down 3 Stalkers,
Yeah.
who cares? As
And-
long as he stays defensive, he's fine.
And, the truth is, that Nexus for Astrea is going to finish before Traps does. So, I mean, I think basically Astrea is always about 1 or 2 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Big engagement here. Now, the Immortals are locked on the outside, and this could be really bad for Astrea. Sometimes a StarCraft game can be lost in the blink of an eye, and honestly,
Literally.
those force fields could not have been better. And so, yeah, I mean, that was brutal. I think that with the next Warp In, it's going to be a problem here for Astrea. He either needs to get behind his buildings or win this fight on the outside here.
Maybe just slightly too far forward there. Now, if Trap can either, like, snowball this on the units, obviously that's great, but if he could do something like get the Nexus, that can be a game-winning move.
Yeah. Well, he's going to come in now, and I mean, this War Prism's extremely low on HP. I think this game's over, actually.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, he's going to go for the Warp Prism there, but it's not going to be in time. That's it, man. Yeah, it's too bad. He was actually ahead for that entire game with that engage.
Yeah.
That was a neck-breaking move. Two Immortals and 2 Sentries on the outside of the force field. Literally the most important units to keep alive in that fight.
If he had a Prism, it would have been fine. I think what he was doing was trying to zone Stalkers away from blinking into his main base. I believe that's what he was going for. But, yeah, it was this one false move. If he had stayed in a more defensive stance, I think he's fine. But, again, I think you might have been a little bit worried that a blink was going to come in. And the force fields just snapped his neck. So that's okay. He goes down 0-2 to Trap, but Trap, the most successful Protoss of the last several years.
Yeah.
You can't be too upset with
No
that.
shame in dying to Trap. Guys, we've got a short break coming up next. Cure versus RagnaroK. We'll be right back.
Get out of the way. I'm gonna break free. No one can stop me. I'm fresh out my cage. I got a new wave. I'm going my way. All this ambition turns into munitions. A man on a mission in the perfect position. I gotta get that new thing. We're gonna get that new thing. 'Cause it makes me feel good, makes me look good. I gotta get that new thing. I want the real thing. Give me that brand new. I want the real thing. We're gonna get that new thing. All my life I've barely spoken. Your words have been so broken. I've been under your hypnosis. Why did I sip that potion? I'm so done with holy ghosting. My birth, it is an omen. Lay me down up in the ocean until you see no motion. Right now I can barely focus. I'm showing no emotion. On your knees, show your devotion. My skin is black but golden. I'm not here for bragging, boasting. Ain't lying, I've been chosen. Mind is burning, heart's exploding. This is my magnum opus. Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you're with me now. Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot them, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd. But still I just look around. Are you with me now? Are you with me? Step in the fire, get ready to take it higher. Real coming out your amplifier. Y'all want every black man to be rich and proud. Why these weapons up and turn into shy, huh?
Cell phone became your brother. Internet replaced your mother. You leaving homies on red. It's no wonder all your friends dead. Jealousy was a centerpiece, so my best friends turned to enemies. Sabotage my identity. Why they wanna treat me like a Kennedy? They wanna affect the legacy. Protect the heart, I cut off the extremities. I'll never be another piece in your recipe for social supremacy. Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out?
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute. Some say that zero. 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life. 없어도 되는 건 빼고 실성사이다 제로.
상큼함 맥스 칼로리 X 맛있는 탕 제로 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로 같이 떠나볼래?
아침은 라떼 헐리 점심은 라떼 헐리 저녁엔 라떼 헐리 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 헐리
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타
라떼 헐리
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute. Some say that zero. 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life. 없어도 되는 건 빼고 실성사이다 제로.
상큼함 맥스 칼로리 X 맛있는 탕 제로 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로 같이 떠나볼래?
아침은 라떼 헐리 점심은 라떼 헐리 저녁엔 라떼 헐리 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 헐리
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타
라떼 헐리
형님들 아프리카에 승부 예측 생긴 거 아세요, 여러분들?
아니 e스포츠 여기 탭에 있잖아요 여러분들. 아니 이게 새로 생겼더라.
저는 광동에 올인했어요.
아 진짜요?
네.
아 그럼 전 DRX에 올인.
모바일도 똑같이 아래 가운데 보면 e스포츠 있어요. 잼이라는 포인트가 있어요.
아프리카 내에서 쓸 수 있는 재화라고 생각하시면 돼요.
잼을 사은품으로 교환 가능하다고요?
이 잼으로 응모로 다 할 수 있어.
키보드는 벌써 나갔네.
아이폰 갤럭시 탭. 아 이게 200잼이야?
교환까지 할 수 있으니까 형님들 아프리카 승부 예측 많이 많이 사랑 부탁드립니다. 박수 한번 드립니다.
Today's matchup. Trap. Astrea. Q. RagnaroK. Round of 20. Group D. Africa TV. Freak Up Studio. Live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the GSL Code S. Our hero, Astrea, has fallen, but he's not eliminated yet. He'll be playing in the loser's match for an opportunity to still get out of Group D. But up next, we've got Cure versus RagnaroK, and the winner of this will face off against the Astrea Slayer Trap.
Yeah. And the lure? The
lure?
loser gets to play Astrea and maybe get slain by him.
You're so good at this.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. You're just so good at this.
I know. It's a talent, truly.
Guys, I think this is going to be a fun match. I do think that this is a little bit Cure favored, but, you know, let's see what RagnaroK can do. RagnaroK, kind of a cheesy Zerg. I always think of Nidus play when I think of him. He does do it quite a bit.
I always think of Queen drops with Speedlings. But I guess that's a bit dated at this point. But no, remember last season he opened up with like all proxy hatches and stuff. Like he's got a pretty big range to him right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we just kind of wait and see where he's going with it. Like, is he going to play really cheesy aggressive against Cure? Is he going to try a macro game? Because, I mean, Cure is really legit at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Cure's so strong. But But I don't know. I mean, I don't want to count RagnaroK out yet. I just don't know that RagnaroK's going to win 2 games out of a best of 3. I could see him definitely taking one off of Cure here. But Cure's really refined his play style. Easily one of the greatest Terrans in the whole world.
Well, yeah, he is. Let's see if one of the greatest Terrans in the whole world can beat RagnaroK. Yeah,
let's find out.
This is going to be a great contest of skill.
Curious Minds, 2,000 Atmospheres, and Berlingrad are our 3 maps for this best of 3. And it looks like our game is now loaded up, guys. Let's get this started. Cure versus RagnaroK.
I came for war.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure.
Boom.
Boom.
Alpha X, RagnaroK.
Boom.
Boom.
They should have put something else there, like a pow for Zerg.
Pow.
You know?
Zing.
Yeah.
All those sound effects that come out when Batman hits people in a comic book.
Yeah, exactly.
Pow.
So it's proxy hatch time. I mean, this is how he got through the first round last time. Right?
That's so funny. I actually wasn't looking that closely.
Just
I was
proxy
like, oh.
hatches his way
I was
in
like,
the
that's
round
weird.
of
I didn't
10.
realize Zerg was actually in the bottom right. Oh, that's not his natural. Okay. Well, you know, we called it beforehand. You know, he does do a lot of cheesy stuff. This is probably engineered to basically crack open the wall in that Terran's making here. But I have to imagine that Cure has, you know, dealt with rushes like this before.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know exactly what is going to come out of this, right? Let's see if he pulls any SCVs down to help. Yeah, he is. Here come the SCVs.
So this is now. Here's the thing: that number of SCVs, I feel like that probably has to be the absolute exact amount that you need to do this.
He just sent 2 more.
Two more. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think he doesn't have the timing perfect on this. So the hatchery will finish if he wants it to, which I think he's going to, honestly. Now, do you try to pop a queen out?
I don't think you have enough time.
Well, he has a roach horn coming up. 6 slings on the way. You know, even having the creep here is pretty annoying, I guess.
I don't know, man. I feel like this is already going terribly, right?
Well,
I mean,
let's think about how many minerals are actually being lost here by the SCVs.
It's a lot of SCVs not mining. You do make a good point, Artos.
He has this bunker. Do you need it? He's going to lose an SCV, perhaps?
No.
Lose a Marine? No.
Oh, that was the scariest moment of that Marine's life.
I know. Imagine you're like, oh, I'm dead.
Like, oh, God! They're all over me! Then they just die.
Yeah. Then when the medevac comes out, she's like, did you pee your pants? She's like, oh, really? I was about to die. To what? Broodlings. Oh, my God. Okay, so one roach makes it. The other one actually just dies off creep, unfortunately, the larva. So let's see what this roach can do, Tasteless. A single roach.
Yeah, who wins? One roach or a bunker and a Marine? Oh, who cares? We're going right over here to the reactor.
Look at that. Okay. The Reaper's actually in the main base of Zerg right now, so it's really far away.
Is this going to work?
Oh, I hope so, Tasteless. I hope so.
You want justice to prevail, right, Artosis?
Yeah, and look at this. The Roach is actually targeting down SCVs. What a masterful play here. He's just going to kill SCVs with this one Roach while the Lings force everything to repair. I love life, Tasteless. I love watching this. This is just so... The 6 Zergling, 1 Roach attack. Absolutely devastating.
What a game.
These are the meta shifts that I live for, Tasteless.
We've finally gotten this far.
We don't need more than 1 patch a year when strats like this are still coming out in GSL Code S, okay?
Okay, so it's going to be heavy droning back here for RagnaroK. By the way, that can't be the way the strategy was supposed to go down.
He was supposed to have 2 Roaches there. I'm not even kidding. The larva died like a half of a millisecond before he started the Roach egg, right? So if he has 2 Roaches there, 100% he breaks through the reactor. And then you only get 1 Marine out. Like, he would have done significantly more damage if it weren't for that. I know I'm sitting here joking a little bit because it looks so damn silly, but like he did get a bit unlucky there. That was like really half a second difference.
Yeah.
To a lot of damage.
Okay, beautifully done. Takes the Overlord out.
And I tell you, Taste, I just got to butt in for a second here and say,
please.
like, he's shown an almost disturbing consistency with his proxy hatch play.
Yeah.
Is proxy hatch the new macro?
That's, yeah. we're going to find out that was always the way the game was supposed to be played.
Like, you can build a hatchery anyway. It doesn't even need a pylon. People are like, oh my god, I never thought of that.
We're going to find out that it was designed that way. Blizzard was like, well, these hatcheries are basically made to attack their naturals. And then they got super embarrassed when people just started expanding. They thought, well, we just won't say anything. But now they've been vindicated.
Maybe they didn't want for people to figure it out too quickly, right? Like, yeah, Dustin Brower's sitting there. He's like, they'll figure it out in 8 years, but if we put a lot of destructible rocks in, it'll probably take like 12 years. They'll be thinking about that too much. Too much brain power on that.
Yeah. So it seems like we've kind of, for both players, stumbled into mid-game now after a pretty chaotic start.
Oh, Banshee in the middle. Should be coming in for something. Three Hellions running around, okay.
Yep. Stim is still a little ways out here, but I don't know. You know, after this is all the dust has settled here from that funny opening, I think Terran should be in good shape to push out. I don't think it's going to be necessarily easy for Zerg to take a fourth, or maybe even hold a third.
Yeah, it feels a bit funny. Okay, so that Banshee that's just been sitting there the whole time just got picked off.
Yeah, awkward moment there. Third base going to be landed over here. So basically, I'm not sure what was that, like just trying to stop creep on that side. It was just sitting there. I think it was literally just there to gun down
like
the tumor.
I don't know. That poor Banshee, man, he was just sitting there. He's like, they don't know I'm good at harassing drones, and then he just gets picked off by the queens, man, and it's kind of sad, really.
Yeah.
No real usage there.
So we're waiting for that fourth base from Zerg, and that is probably going to be the target, basically. You know, we're back to the normal ebb and flow.
Yeah. And, well, we'll see if he has Baneling speed by the time that actually hits. I think it's going to be pretty tight here. Because, like, Stim is already done, and this is his second tank, if I'm not mistaken, that's about to pop out. Not bad, right? But a lot of Lings, a lot of Banes being made. You know what? No, I think he's going to be able to save the fourth hatch. I think so. Kira is not moving out as quickly as I thought he might.
Yeah, Kira taking his time, at least for now. Looks like actually now he is going to move out here. Okay. So we've got attack and armor for Terran, you know, about halfway there. But, you know, like we mentioned several times, this is going to basically about trying to push into the fourth. Now, there's creep, a lot of it actually down here on the bottom, but the location that RagnaroK's expanding is up here at the top. The tank sieges, it is just not covered at all.
Yeah.
Kind of a bizarre moment there.
Yeah, it was like the push was delayed. He didn't even wait for combat shields or 1-1. This was like completely an anti-timing. And also, he wasn't prepared when it came up. So, not incredibly impressed with Kira right now.
Yeah, another pick up here. They're going to back up. And, I mean, I don't know that Kira's going to have that kill potential now with that first bungled attack. It's okay to not lose the Marines and everything. That's fine. But if you lose enough of those tanks, really you want the tank count to build up to the point where, like, there's so many splash damage shots coming down and the Marines are stimming and kiting backwards. You know, he kind of shot himself in the foot there. And like you said, Artos, it's kind of an anti-timing, really. I mean, he just, you know, it didn't line up with the upgrades. Again, I think the rhythm of the game's been thrown off here by the weird opening, but I felt like we were watching Keurig just go through the motions there without kind of appreciating just the way the whole game's going to work.
Yeah, this isn't the Keurig that I'm as used to, but we've seen this happen to him before. If you recall, once he got the first finals that he had against TY where he got completely swept, for a few seasons after that, he looked terrible. To be perfectly frank,
he looked like he really fell off.
Like some of the worst games I've ever seen in Codes. And, you know, he's been really fantastic lately. Obviously picking up a Code S victory, but like this game right now, the way he's playing it right now, like the moves that he's made and the little blunders and everything, like I wouldn't bring him home to meet my parents, you know?
Yeah, man, you wouldn't bring him back home for Thanksgiving is what you're saying, you know?
RagnaroK, on the other hand, the failed
Absolutely,
proxy hash,
yeah.
gets a little bit unlucky, still looking good.
You're going to bring him with the family to go camping, Artosis.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I think RagnaroK is in great shape to just kind of live out in the later part of the game. We should note, though, this is a map where there's not that many bases, and so Zerg is going to start to run out of map, and it's going to be up to the Zerg to try to play offense, in which case we may see Cure basically dial it back and start to be very, very, very just defensive and kind of run the clock.
You think he'll... I don't know. I don't know. It's like Lingbane Hydra, right? So you have to be really careful with your attacks. And he only has 4 tanks. So that's not... He does have double factory siege tank going on right now. But I think just generally, if you're going to be going double factory siege tank against Lingbane Hydra, you really want to hit pre-Viper. Because once Vipers come out, the game just gets so filthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's when you can really start to dismantle them. It looks like RagnaroK is going to send a lot of these Banes right through here to where these SCVs are. Good pull away, though. I don't think a single SCV is going to be killed.
Yeah.
2-2 just now about to finish as the 4th base is being set up over here in the upper right corner. But, you know, right now with Zerg being maxed out, the minerals and gas are going to spike up in a second here. And he might want to try to attack into the 4th and maybe flatten it and then see if he can't refill his supply and larva.
Yeah, more barracks are being added, +1 vehicle attacks, which makes a lot of sense. Spire coming up as the Hive is finishing. The creep spread is pretty awesome. And it feels like Cure is just not doing very much, right? He's very close to max right now, continuing to make some SCVs. His economy's great. His upgrades are pretty on point. But I don't know what the plan is.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be hard to move around on the map for a while now. You know, Zerg's now filled in the bottom left here. We only have 2 more bases that can even be taken, by the way. And they're both on the Terran side of the map.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it would be pretty logical for RagnaroK to basically like start to activate his position a little bit more here and try to look for fights that he can win.
Now, Cure's being pretty careful at that, right? Like he's hitting the edges with his Marines. He has tanks sieged up. A couple Vipers being made, though. That's really going to help him in breaking in. A couple Liberators being added. 3rd factory. I like the 3rd factory.
Yeah, I think that's a welcome addition here for production. A lot more Banes being made. I feel like we're watching some of the army come when it's supposed to be kind of in unison. Like he seems a little bit disorganized with this. He's going to come up here to the 4th, or he's not. Okay. We've had a lot of moments he stepped out there, let stuff get killed off, and ran away again. But if I had to guess, I think he would try to come into either the 3rd or the 4th with the Banes, try to wipe out the CC. Here we go again.
Yeah, yeah. Not really able to make any headway, but honestly, I, in a way, respect what I'm seeing out of RagnaroK. You know, he's being patient. Like, if you think of Armani would have already spent like 9 armies trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Right? He's being a little bit more careful about it, I guess. Looks like we did just have the G-Spire finish, so maybe we'll see him go up into the
G-Spire.
Yeah, well, Tasteless, we've been commentating StarCraft 2 for
Artosis,
12
I thought
years.
you didn't even believe in the G-Spire. That it doesn't exist.
But hear me out here, Tasteless.
12 years of casting Artosis just found the G-Spire, guys.
You know, after 12 years of casting StarCraft 2, I estimate that I have lost 16 hours saying Greater Spire. And I don't want to lose another minute, okay? So I'm abbreviating it G-Spire now.
Okay, I like it.
Life is too short to say Greater Spire every time.
There has not been a positional knockoff here for RagnaroK. He's floated near these spots, but he hasn't killed the command center. He hasn't forced it even a lift, I don't think.
Oh, B-Lords, man.
B-Lords. I call them brood L's.
Brood L's. Brutals.
Brutals, man. And so he's going to push down into 6 o'clock. By the way, guys, top right corner is taken by RagnaroK. That's not supposed to be how the game's going to work, but if Kira doesn't do anything about it, he can just basically keep that.
Dude, the Brutals are going to just wreck this position. There's not any real anti-air to speak of. There's 33 Marines, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I got to be honest here. I don't know what Kira did this game. I don't get it. It felt like every time he had any potential, he was late and then did it wrong, and then he just sat. And I don't know. Like, here's a counterattack. Let's see. Maybe the counterattack can bring this back to even or something, but it really doesn't. I mean,
I'm not sure.
RagnaroK looks good to me here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think we're going to see Kira probably tap out in a second here. I mean, that wave of Broodlords can just continue to push here. And even though we're seeing some bases get killed off, it's like there's just not enough that you're allowed to lose here on Kira's side of things.
Yeah. I mean, more hatches being taken. He loses a hatch. Maybe he'll even lose a second hatch. But I don't think that that's nearly as impactful as these Broodlords. Like, they are just wrecking. The anti-air was slow. Like, there was no push pre-Viper, you know? I feel like it was an uninspired game from Kira. I like Kira. I like his play. And I know he can play better than this.
Yeah, RagnaroK is going to take this game. We're watching Kira in his death throes right now.
Watching a Liberator try to kill Broodlords with Hydras underneath him, it's pretty sad.
And so hopefully Kira can have a better performance in game 2, because this was a total domination from RagnaroK. Kind of a bungled rush at the start into a macro game where every base is taken here. GG. Let's go to game 2.
RagnaroK really happy with himself, even though his rush didn't go as well as I think he had hoped and had planned. Yeah, I don't know. Losing those 2 tanks, that's not something you should see a Pro Terran do. The way that he lost the first 2 tanks, the anti-timing of attacking like 30 seconds before 1-1 and combat shields was done, even though he had 2 tanks, like 60 seconds before that or something. Everything about that game was just it's not the level that I've come to expect from Kira.
2,000 atmospheres for the next map. Is RagnaroK going to try something cheeky here? I don't know. I mean, it really looked like Kira was just not in good form. You mentioned this a little bit earlier, Artosis, but when he lost the 2 tanks, it's like, well, that's a great way to just lose total control of the game.
It's like literally the most important part of the game is the tank push on the 4th.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, our game's ready. Let's go. Kira vs. RagnaroK.
I came for war.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure. Alpha X, RagnaroK.
There is a drone on the map.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I was worried he was going to not do a proxy hatch. All right, big RagnaroK fan.
Oh!
That's right, man. And what you do this time is you don't make it right in the natural, because that's too obvious. You got to make it right outside. But yeah, RagnaroK's staying on this proxy hatch.
He's laughing at himself. He's maniacal right now.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely evil. Like, look at him.
Yeah. So, I mean, could this simply be the same rush again? I think so.
It could be.
Only this time the hatchery finishes, which means you get to make more than 2 roaches.
A queen.
A queen.
Yeah, pretty sick. Lay a creep tumor down. Push power. Well, I'm excited to see this. Maybe work out a little bit better.
This is going to be fun.
Now, let's see where the Reaper goes. Like, is the Reaper actually going to be able to scout this? I think it might. Like, look, the Reaper is rallied right to the front of the natural. He never sent an SCV out, so you're kind of like on the lookout for possible lings coming. But it's too late to pull any SCVs down to stop this. You think he saw it?
Now let's see what the response is going to be. Not a bunker on low ground. He cancels. Okay, that answers that.
Okay, bunker right in the wall.
Yep.
And factory goes up immediately, and he can just start the command center's main. I don't think that's a bad choice.
I think this makes sense.
But
the rush is still coming.
Yeah, I look at this, and it certainly looks and feels like RagnaroK's ahead, and almost especially because he didn't make a Roach Warren.
Right.
He is making a few lings here, which I think is probably smart, but he's forced such a defensive position. Look at this. He's laying creep into the natural. This was really smart. After showing the Roach build the previous game, you're expecting that as Cure. Whereas this is not actually that aggro. This is like a mind game. This is stalling him out. I like this very much from RagnaroK.
Yeah, this is it's going to be interesting here. Again, now we did see Cure kind of fumble with the few units he had in the mid game in the last game. He needs to have better control no matter what, because you are in a kind of threatened position when this is happening to you. You know, one basing in RTS in general is very hard to pull off. You know, if you're on it for too long, like you really do need to get an expansion. You know.
Yeah, you really got to tread a line there. Like even if you're efficient, you have to be really.
You have to be like really on top of everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the math is just so not in your favor. You know, one player has double the income that the other one does.
Mm-hmm. Look at these creep tumors he's spreading everywhere, man. His creep spread is looking really nice. Little scouty scout going up. This is. I just really like this for RagnaroK. He's slowed Cure so much. His economy is solid. He's 29 workers on 2 bases.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's continuing to pump those SCVs. A lot of larva banked over here. He's going to make drones?
Yeah, man. This
That's
is an
so
econ
funny.
build. Like, look at this. A Raven is being made so he can clear the creep. He realizes that there is a lot of creep down there, and that's a good move because you can't just use, like, there's so many scans. But... like, the Raven is not... I mean, you can fly it around, try to harass. You can use it for some creep removal.
You can throw an auto turret down.
Yeah, but... I don't think you can argue that this is good for Cure, right?
Well, I think that there's a lot of genius behind what RagnaroK did here, right? Because it did force a massive overreaction from the Terran, right? I mean, basically, Terran pulled the fire alarm. Water wings are on. You know what I mean?
He's reading the little card in the back of the seat.
He realizes that he's in seat 32E, and he's going to have to open up the emergency door when the plane has to land in the ocean. And then what actually happened is like nothing. Basically, there was like a small fee that RagnaroK had to force Cure into an extremely economically terrible position.
Yeah, this is really well planned. Oh my god, and then he lays creep over here. This is amazing. Look at this. Look at this.
This
Are
is
you
great.
kidding me? But yeah, like when you look at this game in combination with game number 1, just superior planning from RagnaroK. Really top level planning, if you ask me. Even if he loses this game, I'm just impressed.
Yeah. Now the question is going to be, you know, how well is the recovery going to go here? Because I do think this position's actually almost a little bit worse for Cure than what happened in the last game when he kind of got to come back out. It's going to be 3 bases. I think Terran may try to push anyways. Yeah. It's not the prettiest time to push.
Well, I mean, with Stim and combat shields coming, he has a healthy amount of Marines. He has medevacs. He has a tank.
Yeah, I guess
has
you're
a
right.
Raven. He might be able to do something here. Baneling speed is actually pretty late.
It's a ways off. It's actually just started. So the Spire's coming. We've got about 500 gas here. Yeah, I think that Terran could make something work here. But if he screws up this attack, let's not forget how game 1 went, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that he's going to be able to get a 3rd base up. 2 base pushes are very different from 3 base, right? If you fail on a 2 base push, it's almost impossible to get that 3rd base up.
Now, this push, the creep spread is not that far in front of the natural. He spent so much time creeping on the other side of the map. He's got to hold this.
Oh, the Raven!
Oh, man.
Dude.
Dude, really, an armor shred on those queens would have been just awesome.
Well, you need every single bit of, momentum in order to make that work. He's got sieged up. He needs to clear this creep out.
He's moving awfully slow. Baneling's speed's going to finish before he knows it.
Yeah.
He definitely had some time here. Okay, RagnaroK pulls back. This is good positioning from RagnaroK. He's just slowing it down. More Marines and tanks coming up. It is a pretty strong army here from Kier. All right, forward siege tank, waiting for some of the creep to go back. Oh, that's a big link counter.
Yeah, Samuta's going to come with that. Oh, okay. I don't feel like this is necessarily the way that you need to do it, though, as RagnaroK. I think he could have actually just killed the army off. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, he's definitely making it very tough. Like, as long as he doesn't die at home, this counterattack is good, right?
All right, yeah, he's going to come in here. This is a lot of SCVs being killed, and honestly, let's not forget how this started. There was a bunker as part of the wall-in, so now there is no wall-in right now.
Yeah, that's true. Sold that right off. Now the SCV's just all going down. RagnaroK smashing, but
there's this push.
6 workers from Kier.
Okay, Kier taps out. GG. But GG.
Yeah, RagnaroK really out-mind gamed him there.
Yeah.
That
More
was
like
a well-planned series.
Yeah.
RagnaroK.
RagnaroK, dude.
That could be his nickname. Should we talk to the Korean commentators?
Yeah, dude. Or we can call him CreepNarok. Whatever floats your boat.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, kind of an interesting insight into the mind of RagnaroK back there with this just paving the entrance with creep, but not committing to defend it at all.
Yeah.
And then you see Kier like hiding in his base, scared, getting a Raven, getting tanks, and then when he comes out, it's like, yeah, there's nothing here. He's literally making drones from that third hatch. Guys, we have a break. When we come back, we decide who's going to advance to the round of 10. Will it be Trap or will it be RagnaroK? We will find out after the short break.
And it won't wear off. Drown with me till we don't feel alive. Drown with me till we don't feel alive. I just want to drown with you tonight.
This day is gonna be the greatest memory, making history. Let's go. You don't need no luck with that golden touch. Time to light it up. Let's go. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Go! 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 Yeah, this is it. Go! Go! Let's go! Yeah, this is it. Yeah, it's about to break. Got what it's gonna take. Go ahead and hold ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Go! 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 Yeah, this is it. Go! Let's go! Yeah, this is it. It's now or it's never.
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute.
지성세가 제로 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life 없어도 되는 건 빼고 지성사이다 제로
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탐스 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
아침은 라떼 홀리 점심은 라떼 홀리 저녁엔 라떼 홀리 둥글러 그대 구하게 라떼 홀리
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타.
라떼 홀리 I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute.
지성세가 제로 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life 없어도 되는 건 빼고 지성사이다 제로
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탐스 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
아침은 라떼 홀리 점심은 라떼 홀리 저녁엔 라떼 홀리 둥글러 그대 구하게 라떼 홀리
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타.
라떼 홀리
형님들 아프리카에 승부 예측 생긴 거 아세요, 여러분들?
아니 e스포츠 여기 탭에 있잖아요, 여러분들. 아니 이게 새로 생겼더라.
저는 광동에 올인했어요.
아 진짜요?
네.
아 그럼 전 DRX에 올인.
모바일도 똑같이 아래 가운데 보면 e스포츠 있어요. 잼이라는 포인트가 있어요.
아프리카 내에서 쓸 수 있는 재화라고 생각하시면 돼요.
잼을 사은품으로 교환 가능하다고요?
이 잼으로 응모를 다 할 수 있어.
키보드는 벌써 나갔네.
아이폰 갤럭시 탭. 아 이게 200잼이야?
교환까지 할 수 있으니까 형님들 아프리카 승부 예측 많이 많이 사랑 부탁드립니다. 받아 오도록 하겠습니다.
사강에서는 장현우 선수의 기세가 워낙 좋았어서 그렇게 결과가 나온 것 같아요. 보면서 잘 맞춰가는 것 같아요, 상대방을. 그래서 잘할 때는 되게 빈틈없이 자연스럽게 게임을 이겨있게 만드는 걸 잘하는 것 같아요. 버그를 3번 만나서 3번 다 주는 수있거든요. 테란을 만나거나 프로토스를 만나야지.
사실 도우기가 토스전 폼이 많이 오른 줄 알았는데 두 명한테 2패로 지는 거 보고 실망도 하고 좀 많이 아쉬웠어요. 도우기가 대회 준비 진짜 열심히 하는 친구인데 준비한 거 그대로 못했다고 하더라고요. 그래서 준비한 걸 못 쓴 게 제일 아쉬웠던 것 같아요.
처음에는 너무 허무하게 져가지고 약간 좀 짜증도 났는데 응원하는 입장에서 6강까지 가가지고 기분 좋았어요. 운반 실력만이었다면은 이번엔 그러니까 좀 자신감도 생겼을 거고 열심히 하면 갈 수 있지 않을까 생각합니다.
Hello. Hello, I'm back after 2 years and I'm really excited to be playing in the GSL again. Happy that I can come back since the COVID restrictions are lowered a little bit. I think I'm definitely better than 2 years ago, but I think I can get even better now that I'm back in Korea. I think definitely the most impressive person from last season for me was creator, Jang Hyun-woo, because actually it's pretty inspiring because he did so well after struggling in the GSL for so long.
10강 갔을 때 저보다 못한다고 생각하는 사람이 거의 없어요. 그래서 저는 그냥 제 천정만 없으면 될 것 같아요.
I like to, in my group I want to put Maru, Trap, Dark, and Rogue.
그냥 4티어 선수들이 오면은 그래도 좀 할만할 것 같고 3티어는 또 다 비슷비슷하더라고요. 그래서
저는 원하는 선수보다는 누구만 아니면 된다 이런 거는 있는 것 같아요.
I think in online tournaments, I've lost to Beyond so many times. Rather not fight against him again. And also Mario. I think maybe those two Terran players would be the scariest for me.
박용우, 이력, 조성주까지 이겼긴 한데 그냥 상대하는 자체가 껄끄러워서.
조성주, 박용우?
저그는 병렬이가 제일 힘들고 토스는 준우 형이 제일 까다로워요. 지금 준우 형이랑 병렬이 빼면은 살만한 것 같습니다.
준우 형, 재선이 형이랑 많이 친하긴 하지만 숙소 생활을 많이 해봤잖아요. 사실 준우 형은 좀 무서워요. 잘 때 좀 건들면 아예 안 돼가지고 좀 잘 때 밤에 편한 거는 진혁이 아니면은 뭐 재선이 형 이렇게.
혼자 갈래요. 혼자 여행 가본 기억은 없어서 그냥 혼자 갈래요.
Sound, travel with Sound, and travel with a good 3-player Protoss traveling team around the world.
진에어 사람들은 다 편할 것 같아요. 저도 병렬이가 제일 재밌을 것 같아요. 서로 놀려도 별로 상처 안 받는 그런 느낌이라 재밌게 놀 것 같은데.
대부분이 제가 뭔가 나서야 될 것 같고 유진이 형이랑 가면 반대 입장이 될 것 같아요. 제가 편하게 가고 유진이 형이 저를 챙기느라 고생하고 이럴 것 같아요.
장은 열정이 너무 넘쳐가지고 좀 장난이긴 한데 좀 피곤할 것 같아서. 예.
저는 민수. 내가 이 사람이랑 같은 방을 썼는데 너무 빡셌다 이런 후기들이 들려오니까 제일 싫을 것 같아요.
바로 관. 그래서 그냥 얘랑 여행하는 거 너무 귀찮아요.
시즌 2부터는 다른 모습 보여드릴 수 있도록 좀 빡세게 준비해 오겠습니다.
20강만 뚫면은 한 번 더 높게 갈 수 있다고 생각을 해서 준비 열심히 해서 올라가도록 하겠습니다.
Since I lost both my matches the first season I played here 2 years ago or so, I wasn't able to do any interviews or say anything on camera to the fans. So I would really like to at least win a few rounds so I can do that.
요즘에는 그런 마음이 큰 것 같아요. 부끄러운 경기는 하고 싶지 않다. 집중해서 연습 준비 잘 해가지고 괜찮은 경기력을 보여드리고 싶어요.
Today's matchup. Trap. Astrea. Cure. RagnaroK. Round of 20. Group D. Africa TV. Freak Up Studio. Live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for waiting. It's time to go into the winner's match now for Group D. One of these two players is going to advance. It's either going to be Trap or RagnaroK. I'm thinking it's probably going to be Trap. It's not because I think RagnaroK is playing poorly, but I think Cure is playing poorly, if that makes sense. So it's hard for me to really speculate about where RagnaroK's skill is at. I need to see him against somebody that's really in good form, and it seems like Trap is playing very, very well.
Okay. That's fair enough. I have a counterpoint, though.
Okay.
I think RagnaroK's going to proxy hatch 2 games and then do some other thing another game, and he's going to win 2-1.
Well,
so what about that, Tasteless?
I am going to just surrender the overwhelming truth.
Did I just destroy you with facts and logic?
Yes, destroy me with facts. I am literally shaking right now. All right, we're going to go to Berlingrad to start this off. Curious Minds for Map 2. Map 3, 2,000 atmospheres.
Lucky for RagnaroK, there's no 4-player map here that Trap can guess what base he's at, so I think he's looking good.
All right, guys, our game's ready. Let's go.
I came for war.
Guangdong Freaks. Trap. Alpha X. RagnaroK.
Okay, pool right away.
All right. Well, it's not a proxy hatch, but a pool first. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I wonder where he goes with this. Healthy trap.
Groove toss is imbalanced.
All right.
Excellent sign. And it's going to be a later hatchery down here. Just got to burn off some calories. Do a little bit of pacing.
On the drone?
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs every calorie possible to make himself a hatchery.
A lot of calories to take in and become a hatchery.
Yeah. I don't know how he
you
grows
gotta
so
eat,
big.
6 times a day to bulk that much up.
It's with how small the drone is and how big the hatchery becomes, it seems like it would have to be so thin and like full of air you could just go up and pop it.
Yeah.
Like one off strike.
The drones are literally just made out of like parachutes. So we got 6 lings coming here. And, it's not a direct line across the map. You'd have to nibble through the minerals here. So I'm curious how well this is going to go. One thing about maps that, don't make for a convenient path to the other side of the base, you have to kind of like get into a pro gamer's mind to understand why this would work anyways, is that like you're going to discount unlikely strategies, right? Because they're not efficient.
Okay, yeah.
And so even though these lings are not, this rush isn't optimized, it's still going to get there. And Trap isn't going to have anything. I think he's just going to kill the pylon and win the game.
If you kill the pylon, the game is basically over at that point. So some probes are coming down. He's trying to make another one. He's going to wall this off all the way, or attempt to.
I don't know how many lings you need to have attacking something to basically ensure that it will not warp in. Like
Well, he's going after probes. There is going to be an adept that gets out, it looks like. But how many probes can he get?
Yeah, can he trap the adept?
Well, there's more lings coming, so he can do a flank. Oh, no? Okay. So, actually, Trap has dealt with this quite well so far.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty tough needle to thread here, but if Trap can... Oh, well, there's 2 pylons there.
Yeah, the double pylon play was definitely very intelligent.
Yeah. If Trap can handle this perfectly, though, it's going to be a bit of a problem here. Ling speed is about to finish, which is going to make, finessing a fight a lot tougher. The first adept, actually survives, by the way.
Yeah, and there was some terrible miss micro there from RagnaroK. He had 2 lings that were not attacking the pylon for quite some time. They were, clicked on going into the base, and the other 2 lings were blocking them. So, definitely didn't work as well as RagnaroK was hoping. We've definitely seen, Protosses die to the pylon going down, but... this time Trap lives, and yeah, I mean, I think he's fine, right?
Yeah, I don't know where the Zerg wants to go from here. Nice surround on this one adept. It's not going to shade away in time. I feel like this has to be kind of good for the Protoss, though.
I think with the Oracle coming out, he has to, feel pretty good. He can just produce his probes pretty comfortably here. It's a funky-looking wall in, that's for sure. That's an ugly wall. It's like a little kid made a maze into the base. But the pathing is so good in StarCraft 2, you're not going to keep anything out with it.
Okay, so I think from here, it's going to be an uphill fight for the Zerg. You would have wanted to have that 3rd base sooner. Anytime you see a rush like that and it doesn't do, absolutely devastating damage, which it could have had Trap not been so collected when he dealt with it. It just seems like tempo-wise in a PvC, the Protoss should be pretty comfortable. And I think it's fair to say that if you have both these guys get into a healthy mid-game, I do just think Trap is a superior player.
Well, it's certainly that's something that we've seen overall, but I don't think that RagnaroK's position is, unplayable. He is making a Roach Horn, so it looks like he may decide to get aggressive here. Already has the ling speed, has 17 lings out. His drone count is not very high. Okay, he does go in for a bit of a surround. Look at that probe, that position of the probe, and oh my god, the 2 extra depths. Why is he attacking this?
Yeah, I don't get it, man. When you see the pylon and the Nexus wedged up like that, where they have the little slot, you pretty much don't want to go there unless you have, a huge amount of lings and you're just going to right-click down the Nexus. So
if there was not the additional 2 adepts that shaded in, yeah, he breaks it. But when they shade in and you've got that type of terrible surface area and even the probe is doing his job blocking, doesn't seem like a great attack. So loses some extra lings there. I mean, there's a lot of little things that aren't going well for RagnaroK, right? He's using a lot of larva on Lings. The Lings haven't gotten the type of value he was looking for. He's going up to layer. Let's see what he does with this. But Trap's economy is pretty sick, and he's good with these blink plays. Like, he's really good at opening blink and just, like, continuous pressure while continuing to macro, continue to work on his economy.
He's got Kung Fu blink micro. And so, I mean, let's see if RagnaroK's going to be ready. But, you know, losing the Lings that he did, you know, it's not the end of the world. I mean, Zergling is basically the most expendable thing in the game. But these start to add up, especially when you get Blink involved. And it looks like that push is going to be coming here. Warp Prism is about to warp in. Blink is halfway done, and +1 is about a third of the way to completion.
Yeah, some continued harassment here with the Oracles. Doing a great job with them. Look at that. Nice 5 kills. Keeps them both alive. Takes a bit of hull damage, but that's all right. Funny little roaming force out here. Lots of Lings being made. Roach speed, Ravagers. Okay. The +1 melee. I mean, not a bad choice considering what he's up against and how this game has been going, I think. Right? He's not super high on workers, but he's kind of, you know, keeping on top of his unit count.
Yeah.
And, yeah, like, I mean, you have to stop the attack that Trap's going to do. You know, if you try to drone too much here and Trap just comes and kills you, you know.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations where you just can't quite break the stalkers.
Well, we're going to have, you know, this push come out here pretty soon. I mean, things are basically lining up, especially with that +1 attack finishing and the Immortal about to be done. Again, you know, RagnaroK played a pretty clean game in the mid game, but Trap is a different beast. So this is, you know, leading up to the climax, basically. Okay, does get rid of the stasis ward.
He's about to have +1 melee. Knocking down those rocks right now.
Oh, this one is going to go
it.
off.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Oh, good escape
Or
at the last
not.
second.
Yeah, that was nice. Okay. Ooh, can he save this? I don't think so. I think Trap is just going to railroad right through here. Yeah, blinks forward here, picking off the Ravagers. Lings and Banes trying to come down and get something done. Oh,
Okay.
It's a good amount of roaches up on the high ground, but I think there's like just enough here. If he could have gotten rid of the Prism, maybe you can stabilize just barely.
Yeah,
but
one thing about
as
Trap
is,
is he's never going to lose that Prism, man.
Not here.
Even uses that a little bit as bait here as he's going to mow down the rest of the Queens, shuffling the Immortal back. And he finally kills it, but I mean, is it too late? I think it is.
Yeah, he sacrificed way too much to get that, unfortunately. It was, you know, I like the aggressive play overall, but RagnaroK, I mean, just too wasteful with everything, not getting the damage that he actually required.
Immortal baiting's insane. GG. Trap takes game 1, and, you know, RagnaroK, his Mad Hatter play isn't working out so far here against Trap.
Yeah, didn't work out that time. Trap dealt with it pretty calmly there. The double pylon at the natural was really smart. RagnaroK's execution wasn't quite there. The secondary Ling attack didn't work. The diving on the Prism there didn't work.
Dude, he got baited so hard with the Prism and the Immortal.
Yeah, Trap was very much on top of not losing those. But RagnaroK, you know, he's smiling a little bit, scratching his head.
Yeah, man, it's got to be... It's kind of an embarrassing loss there for RagnaroK. Again, though, I mean, a lot of that comes down to that Ling Rush and some poor decisions in the mid-game. We're going to go on to Curious Minds for Map 2. And let's see what RagnaroK's going to do. I would not be surprised, just looking at how thematic his builds have been today, if we're going to have some kind of sneakiness coming up here. Some kind of rush, some kind of an all-in.
This will be a proxy hatch.
You think so? Yeah, I think you're probably right. Anyways, guys, our game's ready. Let's go.
I came for war.
Guangdong Freaks, Trap.
No drone on the map.
What?
Alpha X.
Huge error. Does he
RagnaroK.
think they're forgetting minerals? What's going on here? Don't give up hope yet, Artosis.
It's kind of dangerous for him to not proxy hatch, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Using a hatchery to expand. So it looks so far like it's going to be normal play, but I want to keep the idea open that he could still do a Nidus or I don't know, some kind of weird rush, some sort.
Yeah. I think he's trying to check right there if there was a hatchery. Yep.
Yeah, good
Spots
scout.
it. That's a very clever way to do it. We have seen some crazy stuff, like occasionally. Who did we see make a hatchery there and then canceled after the probe scouted it and went and built it somewhere else?
Oh yeah, who did that?
I'm trying to. I can't quite remember. It might have even been RagnaroK. I don't know. Anyways, just something I was thinking about. Obviously, he's not doing that here. Looks like a pretty standard opener from him.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to let this game pan out. It's going to be a little bit until the cybernetic score is done before we can really confirm what kind of tech, what kind of direction the game's going to be, as is the case with Protoss, with the most tech options given at their disposal right away.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking about that this morning a little bit. You know, Terran very linear. You kind of know how quickly everything can come out. And then Zerg kind of in between, a couple tech steps at each level.
Yeah.
And then Protoss all at once after that cybernetic score.
Mm-hmm. It's actually why, you know, people talk about Protoss cheese, but that's why they can do that. They get all this, you know, super polarizing tech right away.
Yeah.
After that cybernetic score.
Yeah. Robo coming up.
Yeah, Robo.
Thinking disruptor drop?
You beat me to it. That's what I was going to say. Is you know, we could have that disruptor drop
It has
into
to
a
be,
couple of
yeah.
stalkers, and you know, again, we always got to mention this when we have recent GSL champions that these guys are not just like, for instance, I think RagnaroK, when he comes into GSL, I think he's focused on each game, like, what can I do to absolutely try to win?
Yeah.
But I think Trap looks at this and says, well, I need to win this whole tournament, and there's plenty of other Zergs here that I got to worry about. So what are, you know, the more generic builds? And this is really just like a micro build. Like, you come out, you set up some tactics, you try to take some fights, and if you snowball it, you win. If not, hopefully you trade it and you can try to back, or I guess walk the opener back into maybe expanding. And I think after that last game that we saw, where, to be brutally honest, RagnaroK's decision-making and control was pretty bad.
Yeah,
I think you look at that and you go, yeah, I'll just do this build. I'll come in there, I'll box you around, and I'll win the game. Yeah. And I'll also keep any kind of super innovative, game-changing strats. Keep in mind, by the way, we're seeing Hero kind of change the whole game, going for the gateway man style, kind of super aggro. Trap can then just, you know, quietly walk out of this group and maintain the toolkit of builds he's going to have for, I think, frankly, stronger opponents later on. So I think this makes a lot of sense.
Well, I think a build like this, especially like slightly off-brand, just slightly, right? Like, this is not a Stargate opener. When you think about the type of crazy, cheesy plays that RagnaroK does, generally very cheesy aggro plays go against the most standard meta stuff because it gives it the highest percentage chance to work, right?
Yeah.
But, like, if you're trying to do something that, like, knocks a Void Ray opener on its ass, like, the disruptor drop is probably going to be good against that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. And so,
oh, Colossus after one.
Okay, what?
Yeah, I didn't expect that. Okay.
All right, well, let's see what this can do. You know what I guess? This might be designed to look like the build we did, but he has another fork in it to throw him off.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know
dude.
what that was not.
What am I watching?
You're watching this just die.
Okay.
So that was.
Could that Warp Prism have also done a barrel roll before it exploded? I mean, I don't even.
The games today. This is not the best day of GSL that we've had so far.
I don't know why Trap decided to drunk drive the Warp Prism all the way through the Zerg's defenses.
It was a little bit wild. Now, a Ling counterattack coming up does cancel that. Okay, so
Good
a nice
save.
force cancel.
Minus 100 minerals.
Yeah, and some time. Yeah, and the Colossus follow-up is interesting. Like, I'm not... entirely sure what it's all about. Like, obviously, Colossus is much better against Lings than is the Disruptor, and the Disruptor is much better against Roaches than is the Colossus. I don't know.
Well, I'm pleasantly surprised, to be honest with you, with this style here from Trap. That's a kind of a cool approach.
Okay, yeah.
It did look like it was going to be that timing. The thing is, when you're doing these timing attacks, what the other side has to do is not make any workers and just get a big army to fight it and try to overpower it. And so when you fake something out like this, the Zergans are making this big army, and then the attack never comes. And that a lot of that army could have been drones and additional growth. So
yeah, that's a good point.
That's why this is even a strategy, because it might be misleading if you look at something and you're like, well, why would you ever just fake an attack? Like, what's the benefit? Don't they still have stuff? And the Zerg could have probably already had a fourth making right now, and instead now comes what looks like the actual push.
You think that he'll actually commit with this all the way on to creep over here?
I think he's just looking for a fight. I mean, when you have disruptors, I think you want to just be active on the map.
Sure.
Okay, this disruptor's just like out in the front, man.
Yeah,
it's a tanking disruptor.
Well, I mean, it doesn't seem like he's going to get too much done here, but I guess he is picking off some. Never mind. Okay, some pretty good micro there. When he went so far forward, I got a little bit nervous for a moment. Now he has an observer up here, so can clear some of this creep as well.
Yeah, nicely done here. Comes out and connects again.
Kind of a weird feeling game here, but...
Yeah, it's a funny game, isn't it? The thing is, okay, he does get the Warp Prism. I was going to say, if he doesn't get the Warp Prism, he's not going to be able to stop this rush. The thing is, I feel like there's barely enough here for Protoss. These are all microable units.
Yeah, I think that RagnaroK will technically hold this, but he's on 3 base. It doesn't look fantastic. Yeah, more Stalkers walking across the map.
I'm sorry, is there no blink?
No. It's a
Okay.
Blink.
So, anyways, I guess there's going to be barely enough Roaches here to take this fight. Well, hold on. Nice connection. The Colossus goes down.
And again, it does seem like there's going to be just enough for RagnaroK to live. Let's take a look here. 47 probes against 57 drones. He's just started to probe that third, so that was a faked third. It was like a placeholder nexus there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Another disruptor drop going in D.
Now, there's not as many queens here, so it's a lot harder to find adequate defense. Thing is, he's got to be careful with this because there's also just not a lot of safe locations to kind of drop the disruptor down there.
Yeah, the zoning defense against the drops has been pretty solid.
Dude, that was sick.
Yeah, that was a really good hit.
It's harder to do that disruptor harass. I know this unit was basically inspired by the StarCraft 1 Reaver. But the thing about the Reaver is you can fire and you can pick it up as the shot's going, whereas the Disruptor has to basically stay down there.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot harder to kind of be abusive with.
Although it does reward you sometimes with much bigger shots.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, that was like the first busted thing that ever happened at StarCraft was people figured out shuttles and Reavers.
Yeah.
And also the Reaver would always fire immediately after the shuttle, so you could just like spam it in and out. And it would machine gun scarabs.
One of the first patches, actually.
Yeah.
One of the only balance changes ever.
I guess Slayer's Boxer originally played as Protoss and did that, and then when they patched that, he's like, okay, I'm going to go Terran now. Start going for spider mines and siege tanks and dropships. But yeah, I mean, he did get that connection with on those 5 drones. That's pretty big.
Yeah, a lot of Ling Bane being made right now. And, Speed Banes can be good against Colossus-based compositions. If you engage them on creep, everything kind of clumps up extra, even though you're not doing full damage to those Banes. God, these prisms, man.
Yeah. He's getting really close to just dying, dude.
Dude, he drives these prisms like a teenager. He thinks he's invincible.
Yeah, it's been a little bit scary, man. Now the 4th base is going to come down. And, I mean, the problem for RagnaroK is basically that he's not outgrowing the Protoss. He's just matching them. All right, somehow this is going to escape again.
Yeah, man. It just doesn't die. +1 melee, almost a lot of Banelings being made. There's going to be this one big engagement, that is so important for RagnaroK.
Yeah. Because if he can't strong-arm the position, I don't see any way out of this. I mean, Zerg is going to max out first, which, I mean, that's all very normal. Whoa! That was...
Oh, my God.
That was kind of ambitious. But, you know, otherwise Protoss is eventually going to, you know, catch up in supply, and there's going to be a really serious push. So we should see this attack come in here pretty soon.
Yeah, there are 4 sentries in there, so he's going to have a decent amount of force fields, but Ling Bane should be able to find a way in, and he has Ravagers to bust some of those force fields. But really, I do think this game is just going to come down to the next engagement. If RagnaroK smashes the next engagement, which is a real possibility, that's going to be amazing. If he does not smash it, Trap going up to 4 bases is just going to win.
Okay, this is big. Baneling's going to come forward here. Nice force fields to lock them out. Good blink away here. The Disruptors get knocked out before they can even do any damage with their shots. And honestly, the connections are so good for RagnaroK, this game may just end.
Yeah, he's killing off just about everything. Oh my God, we just had a huge Disruptor shot right there. So that one definitely paying off quite a bit. And you know what? Trap is going to end up holding this, it looks like. He has a Colossus on the high ground up at that 4th base, which is doing amazing as well.
He just has his army too disjointed. There are too many different fights going on. We have, like, you know, Lings and Ravagers fighting a gateway that's unpowered. Wow. But he just taps out regardless. RagnaroK takes that game.
Yeah.
And that means we're going to be tied up 1-1.
Well, you know, he went for that one-punch victory, right? Like, he made so many Lings and Banes against, like, Blink Stalker Colossus. You can do that. Like, Disruptors have a hard time connecting with the Ling Bane. It's so fast. But well done from RagnaroK. Like, that was it was definitely a bit of a gamble, because again, if you just hold that like with any cleanliness, game is over, right? You can't even remake that army. You just don't have the economy.
Again, kind of an odd game here from Trap, but I mean, let's see what he's got as we go into this next one. Again, it was like a kind of a fake timing attack into expand, but ultimately it was the engagement there at the end. The Banes just connected perfectly, and so Trap taps out, probably frustrated with that loss. And now we go to the final map, at least for these two players. 2,000 atmospheres. The winner will go on to the 5th best of 3 for the evening. Or the loser, well, excuse me. The winner, of course, goes on to the round of 10 for the GSL Code S. Yeah, I wrapped that up a little bit too quick. Game is still loading up, guys. But yeah, let's see who's going to be our survivor here. I still think it's probably going to be Trap, but you never know. RagnaroK did it once. Maybe he can do it again.
Dude, he's got cheesy plays. He can figure something out.
I came for war.
Guangdong Freaks, Trap. Alpha X, RagnaroK.
All right, probe comes down, so we'll head it over towards that 3rd base.
Yeah. Yeah, and I am wondering what we're going to have this time around. Let's not forget RagnaroK you know, didn't have to do anything that special in that game, you know, and he basically did win, you know.
Yeah.
Despite us kind of talking about him being cheesy, and he is pretty cheesy. Like, he did just beat Trap in a straight-up game.
Well, I don't want to call that completely straight up.
That's fair. It's not totally straight, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was
a bigger
basically
game.
RagnaroK on the receiving end of that and just sort of, you know, outdid him.
But yeah, I mean, well, look, man. I mean, cheesy Zerg is the way to go. We all saw the pictures of Impact. Like, this is...
Dude, we got to talk about Impact, man. Arto's just some Impact's Instagram.
And for you, those of you who don't remember, a very aggressive Zerg. He was at times like the 4th best Zerg in Korea. He was good. He was quite strong.
Yeah.
Pro gamer for many years. Now he's like a bodybuilder model. It's crazy.
Now he's just a hot person. Now he's just walking around with a perfect body.
Look, I want to crowdfund him versus Zest in an arm wrestling match.
That's right, in a mud wrestling match. I think is what you mean, Artosis.
RagnaroK, you know, he has been playing so aggressively, and like that last game as well. That was he had to have those connections. He had to win like that, and I think that, you know, in hindsight, I'm sure Trap is kind of kicking himself because that was. You know, if you just kind of add more static D, things like that, like better positioning, and spread a little bit more and all that, it becomes harder and harder for RagnaroK to get the connections he's looking for. Now, going into this game, how do you hedge against everything? Looks like Stargate is the answer.
Yep, very standard play here. Just going to go for that Stargate. Again, we don't know what kind of Stargate play it's going to be. Will it just be the one Void Ray right away, or is he going to send that Oracle out?
Trap's really good with oracles.
He's extremely good with them. And it's actually not that easy to be good with our oracles either. They kill stuff really fast. You got to be really on top of your micro.
Yeah. Yeah, no, his oracle harassment execution's really good. So, like, I don't mind him making a Void Ray, but I do want to see a couple oracles at least.
Yeah. And I would also be surprised if we see a second Stargate come down and just Void Rays get masked out or carriers get tech too. We did have that one game where it was like 2 base and a carrier, and then all the interceptors died, and I'm like, yeah, that's why we don't see that very often.
Oh, yeah.
This just doesn't make any sense at all.
Although I liked it when Zest did like a variation of that day you cast with State, right?
Yeah.
Where he made 2, and it was like a surprise how quickly they moved across the map. You got like 5 queens and like 4 drones or something.
Oh,
It was like, wait, what am I looking at here? What is like literally just 2 carriers fly across the map and do that?
Yeah. That was really funny. So the third Nexus is coming down now. And there's another Oracle being made, so we'll probably see them attack in once more. But a pretty undefended Nexus here. You know, what, just the 2 Adepts there, I think, covered up by the health bar.
Yeah, I guess if you have Oracles in the neighborhood, you're feeling reasonable that that's going to go up.
Yeah. Getting 2 more gases as well. He's even going to send the Oracles out, so this would be vulnerable to a big Ling attack. Not that that's what RagnaroK's going to do, or even should do, but
yeah, he didn't make too many Lings.
Ooh, what is with him and his flying units today?
The Trap?
Yeah. War prisms
like,
and...
Oh, yeah. He
Oracles.
likes taking hull damage.
Yeah. He likes not having shields on his stuff.
Yeah.
And so we have the Twilight Council and the Robo. Very tech-heavy build here. The gateways are going to come filled in later on. But in the meanwhile, Trap is basically going to try to put a little bit of extra pressure on here.
That's kind of cute. Takes down a couple tumors. I mean, if you're not getting anything else done with the Oracles, why not? Might finish that. Yeah. Not too bad. Going to nail these Lings real quick. And yeah, he might be able to get a good amount of Lings coming up. Reasonable drone pull. Saves the Oracles during all this as well. Okay, I mean, not the best, not the worst, I think.
And, yeah, look, I mean, Blink's going to be a ways out here. The gateways are going to be finally filled in. A lot of tech was prioritized first here. I think Trap's going to be in a very good position as the game develops.
+1 melee on the way once again, and it is Blink and 4 more gates coming up. So I do wonder if we're going to see something similar to that last game. I do like the +1 melee, by the way. I'm a fan of these melee builds against Protoss.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I think it gives you like a really good amount of options, because if they go Sky Toss, it's pretty decent, right? Because Void Rays don't want to deal with Lings, and then I mean, even if they go for something like this, you do have options like what we saw last game. It can be risky, but I mean, it's a way to pick up a victory. Is just like smashing with a bunch of +1 Ling Bane.
So, some more Warpins are going to be coming here. Yeah, very slow game to start things off. That Baneling's Nest still not even finished yet. Probably one of the least active games we've had really so far here. It does look like the beginnings of the push are going to come as all the rest of the gateways are done. especially with that +1 attack. This seems like it could be well timed here. And this is going to be angled over here to go to this 4th base. Now, there's not a ton of creep here. So, you know, it's going to be kind of tough to deal with, you know, his push like this.
His pylons are late, so the warping is not as big as he wants. He'll get another one in just a second here, but there you go. 7 more warpings coming.
2 more force fields remaining here, so he's going to wait for these to dissipate. Another warping round comes. Beautifully done here with the Oracle.
Comes in with the Oracle to add a little bit more damage to that Queen. Does get picked off. The force fields are just about gone now. Maybe 1 remains.
Yeah. A lot of Lings and Roaches and Raptors here. Can he come and get that 1 Immortal? He scoops that up with the Warp Prism. Again, the Warp Prism not shot down just yet. 10 more Roaches inbound here.
You know what? I think he just straight holds here. But
I think you're right.
Trap is backing up, and look at this. Trap has 67 workers. This wasn't one of those attacks that you see where it's like 47 workers and they don't really have anything at the 3rd. This was high economy, so it's not that big a deal. His economy looks great, and he's adding a 2nd Robo and Disruptor tech, which against this mass Roach Ravager is going to be amazing. But RagnaroK, let's not forget, he got +1 melee. He's getting Baneling speed. He's making more Lings. So, yeah, he's a bit weak to Disruptor, but he can go into, like, Ling Bane again and try to crush an army. I kind of like the overall style that we're seeing here from RagnaroK.
Can't quite recall them all.
Yeah.
All right, a lot more Lings coming. Is it going to be RagnaroK's moment to try to attack out here? Again, that last fight that we had there, man, that hatchery was like at 10% HP. It's too bad he wasn't able to just kind of force a snipe.
So here come the Banes. There are double Colossus on the way. So that is going to add a lot of damage against Ling Bane here. Oh, this is going to come down to 1 battle again.
Yeah, I think that this is going to look a lot like the previous game we just saw. The question is Trap going to have the handling this time? What?
Oh, yeah, dude.
What?
Pro gamer move.
Pro gaming. This is my job, guys.
I play this game for money.
I play this game for money.
I can't even believe
So funny.
Oh, man.
That's the worst thing.
What are you doing? Oh, my God. Oh, it is connecting.
Yeah, and then Trap's like, I play this game for money. More than a game. Well, I think he holds.
Oh, that's a lot of Roach Ravager still.
There's actually still some Banes in there, too.
Dude,
Never
yeah,
mind.
He's
This
just
is
gonna
over.
kill.
I didn't even need the Banes. Damn, Trap. Can't believe it. RagnaroK actually just going to overpower him, man.
Yeah, Trap.
Who would have thought that RagnaroK gets out of this group?
Me?
This is crazy to me.
Me, Tasteless?
It's like, Tasteless, you're the only person that didn't think that. I'm like, sorry, guys.
Tasteless,
but I have a voice and you don't, so.
So hold on, he gets pushed back.
Yeah. Dude, Trap really plays this game for money, man.
For sure.
It's crazy, dude. Paid to game? What?
All right, Disruptors are coming out now. Now, does he go back into Mass Ling Bane? Dude, this Ling Bane Roach Ravager stuff against Blink Robos. So
yeah,
I love it so much. It's like you don't do full damage to Banelings against like anything.
Yeah.
It's just like it's all inefficient, but it's like, well, everything's clumped together. What do you want?
Yeah.
Right?
They do tend to bunch up, so there you go. Now, with the Disruptors coming in here, he should be able to deal with this a little bit better. You know, a good Disruptor shot can really get a good deny on here. Is there a chance RagnaroK just powers up and then tries to come in and attack once more?
He's going to do exactly that, Tasteless.
Yeah, he's getting more Banes right now,
Look how many bases he has. Eventually, we're on 77 workers and going up to 5 base. Like, you can do these attacks.
Yeah.
I mean, if they go really poorly, you're going to die, but... Yeah, no, and here's another thing, too, right? Like, with this many Banes, you can do things like punch through a Nexus if he's out of position.
True, yeah.
Get right into the natural, things like that. So there's some flexibility here for RagnaroK as well. Look at this. He's adding in some Vipers. Oh, my God. like put some blinding clouds on all this. Oh my, this is hilarious.
Oh my God. Big connects here. 25 probes gone.
Dude, +2.
Oh my God.
Magical.
Well,
Is RagnaroK the next Zerg Boneschwa?
He is the next Zerg Banjo. And look at this. He's like, what about Zealots? It's like, I play this game for money. Just chases him out.
I love the observer sitting there just casually as well. Just keeping an eye on that base. Like, yep, he's still mining. All right, so a nice little attack onto the 5th. Lings try to come in here. The Colossus making it a bit
What am
tough.
I going to attack? Probably nothing. Okay, he does get this base.
That's a good pick off. But RagnaroK is maxed out. He's way up in supply. Look at that. Doesn't even see it. The Disruptor's walked past it. Whoa! Look at all those +19s, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I get it. I can't bring my kids to this movie.
Oh,
more +19s.
More. No, it's too many 19s. Uh-oh. Okay, a lot more Banes coming up. It is paramount that Trap holds this or he is just going to get knocked out of this game. There's going to be some Banes hitting and then other ones coming in later on to connect. Oh my God.
Dark would be proud, man.
Yeah. Dude, he plays this game for money, man. GG. Ragnarino.
Dude, yeah. Rags is
Beef ragu? Did someone say beef ragu?
Dude, he is...
Raggedy the doll?
Look at him, look at him smile, too. He knows what he just did. He knows.
Dish rag?
Dish rag.
Dish rag?
Oh my
God. To dry
God.
the dishes? Yeah, I know what those are.
Rag and roll.
Rag and roll.
Now Trap has to await the winner of the next match, but RagnaroK just goes right up into that
Crab Ragoon.
Oh my
All right, guys, it's interview time. Let's see how RagnaroK is winning. He's going to the round of 10 in the GSL Code S.
RagnaroK defeats Trap, and he moves on to round of 10, and he moves on at the first place of the group again, just like last season. Congratulations. Thank you. Well, sincere congratulations, RagnaroK. You managed to move on to first place of the group. How do you feel?
빌드를 이제 사실 저번 시즌에 다 써가지고.
Well, last season I used up all my builds, so I thought today I would be able to perform so well.
전 시즌에 했던 걸 좀 심리전으로 쓰고.
But in the last game, I used the build that I used before last season, and that worked out well. And then thankfully I was able to advance. And when I was playing against Trap, I think I was pretty fortunate. That's right. In the last game, you used like 2 groups of banelings into the rocks. So last season you defeated Trap, and this season you also defeat him again. So is Trap no longer a difficult opponent for you, RagnaroK? So he's definitely a stellar player. He's a strong player. But as for PvZ, you know, the Zerg can be quite tricky to play against. I mean, he's almost as hard as a hero to face. But you know, Trap, he just still plays the build that he always plays, so it's been quite easy for me. So right now, RagnaroK, do you think hero style is quite difficult to play against? Yes, definitely. And my Protoss script partner was Hero, and then I lost to him quite a lot, so I was pretty worried beforehand. But you know, I'm really happy to have advanced today. In the second game against Trap, I slightly lost the game. But in terms of micro, I had the upper hand. And then I think I was able to make it 1-1 after that one. So RagnaroK, your decision making with the aggression was very good today. And the Protoss, the Disruptor was not too useful today against you.
사실 거기서 만약에 프로토스가 이제 계속
If the Protoss kept using the disruptor shots to shank me left and right and accumulate his army, that might have been quite dangerous for me. But you know, I think I had to use the creep well in order to defeat him. And RagnaroK, I never knew that you loved the proxy hatchery so much. The queen was actually just spawning creeps around the map in the game. That's right. So when I was playing against Cure, the first game, I was supposed to have 2 roaches harassing him. But then the larvae exploded, and then, you know, this was a stage thing, and I thought I just ruined the game. But after that happened, I played with more confidence. And then, you know, that went on. In practice, I didn't see any Terran canceling his command center in the expansion. So that was the first thing that I spotted recently. So RagnaroK overcoming all the adversity and coming out as the first place in the group. Alright, let's talk about something that is not related to game. So RagnaroK, you've been performing really well. You've set your career high last season. So what about this? What about this season? You know, I just don't want to. I just don't want to advance to the round of 4 like a fluke. I just want this to be consistent. You know, right now my mindset is to play like last season and go to the round of 4. And this round of 20 was very instrumental to me. And you know, I just want to gain momentum from last season to this season, and I think I can play really well this season. So RagnaroK, it means that you want to prove yourself this season, and it feels like you're just getting better and better. Well, probably. But if this was like last year's format, like round of 8, round of 4, in round of 16, you know, it's just over for you if you lose. And right now there are more variables, and I think I gain more experience over the years. And I think right now my concentration level has increased a lot, improved a lot. And it feels like the fans have higher expectations on you than ever. So before you go on to the round of 10, anything you want to say? In practice, you know, I had Terran opponents and Protoss opponents, so I played against Bunny and Hero a lot, and all of us made it to round of 10. So around 10, I have a lot of players that I'm familiar with, so I think it's going to be really fun. And this time I want to make it past the round of 6 as well. RagnaroK, congratulations once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, so RagnaroK moves on. Nobody thought that was coming except for Artosis. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, proxy hatches are amazing. I think he actually played really nicely. He did. I mean, he took some risks, but playing very decisively in a tournament is really, really smart most of the time.
And he showed a big range, too. I mean, he can play straight up and hold off these pushes, or he can totally cheese you out.
He can make like 50 banelings twice. I thought it was only once, but twice even.
Well, and so we only have 3 players left now, guys. Coming up next, we're going to see if Astrea can hold his own against Cure, because we're going to be eliminating one of these players after that best of 3. And we're going to go to a break, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Follow me into our wildest dreams, our wildest dreams. wildest dreams, our wildest dreams. Do you believe there's something to see? Follow me into our wildest
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute.
그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life. 없어도 되는 건 빼고 실성사이다 제로.
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탕 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
아침엔 라떼 홀리 점심엔 라떼 홀리 저녁엔 라떼 홀리 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타.
라떼 홀리
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute.
실성사이다 제로. 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life. 없어도 되는 건 빼고 실성사이다 제로.
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탕 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
아침엔 라떼 홀리 점심엔 라떼 홀리 저녁엔 라떼 홀리 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타.
라떼 홀리
형님들 아프리카에 승부 예측 생긴 거 아세요, 여러분들?
아니 e스포츠 여기 탭에 있잖아요, 여러분들. 아니 이게 새로 생겼더라.
저는 광동에 올인했어요.
아 진짜요? 아 그럼 전 DRX에 올인.
모바일도 똑같이 아래 가운데 보면 e스포츠 있어요. 잼이라는 포인트가 있어요.
아프리카 내에서 쓸 수 있는 재화라고 생각하시면 돼요.
잼을 사은품으로 교환 가능하다고요?
이 잼으로 응모를 다 할 수 있어.
키보드는 벌써 나갔네.
아이폰 갤럭시 탭. 아 이게 200잼이야?
교환까지 할 수 있으니까 형님들 아프리카 승부 예측 많이 많이 사랑 부탁드립니다. 화장 오도록 하겠습니다.
Today's matchup. Trap. Astrea. Q. RagnaroK. Round of 20. Group D. Africa TV. Freak Up Studio. Live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time to go to the losers match. And I gotta say, man, this might be the highest stakes cast we have all season, Artosis. Astrea.
Astrea? Yeah.
Guys, this is no longer the English stream cast. This is now the American cast.
Yes. Well, that's the same thing.
Right?
English is
If
just
we're
the
gonna
American
make it the
language.
American cast, that's got to be the attitude.
Yeah.
We got to see if we're going to have a foreigner go on to the next round of GSL. If it's going to happen, Astrea has to be cured. I think it's possible, but I don't think it's going to be easy.
Yeah, he was actually saying that he feels more confident against the other two players than against Trap, just specifically matchup-wise. Feels better PvT and PvZ.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately for him, even if he beats Kier here, he still has to go through that hurdle of Trap. But the way that Kier played today, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if Astrea beats him. Like, I'm really unimpressed with that first series from Kier. I'm like, this is becoming a serious pattern with him where he plays really well for a season or two, and then it's like, we see a lot of garbage heap games. I hope that he comes out of it. I hope he plays his best games for the rest of the day, but his first series was not that.
Yeah, let's see how he can perform here. Astrea going up against Kier. Blackburn, 2,000 atmospheres, and Hardwire. Again, guys, the loser of this best of 3 is out of the GSL Code S.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what Astrea has for this matchup ready.
Yeah, I'm sure he put a lot of prep in. Now we're going to see if it's going to pay off. His game 1 starts now.
I came for war.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure. Alpha X, Astrea.
All right, so Blackburn, lead Kier Astrea.
One's got an American Eagle.
I love it.
That was an eagle on there. I know all the birds.
You know all
That's all the birds. Only American Eagles for birds in this cast.
What bird do I remind you most of?
You remind me of a pelican with its beak punched off. That's what I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I can see that pelican. Yeah.
No, maybe
emu.
Emu is. We went to the zoo in Australia. Artosis and I did. We did a gig there a long time ago, and when we got to the emu exhibit, it was like a family reunion for Artosis.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Not gonna lie.
Monk? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, nothing.
No, you go.
So the offensive eBay, very, very annoying here.
Yep.
Look at those probes like surround it, man. It's like they're having a cult ritual to get rid of it.
I know. They have to have a seance in order to get that thing removed. I never really paid attention to the probe attack until just now, but it's like firing a lightning bolt. It's pretty epic, actually.
Well, it's got to shoot something electricity, right? Like, it doesn't have any movable parts. Did you notice that? Like, no part of the probe moves.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't
just like
have
this
like little
chunk of
mandibles
metal.
or something.
Yeah. For something that doesn't move, like has no moving parts, it's pretty damn dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah. It's pretty, well, StarCraft 1 probe, definitely.
Well, now
StarCraft 2, that's the best thing in
StarCraft 2
all
on
the StarCrafts.
That thing can hide an oracle right outside your base.
Yeah, on a 4-player map when it doesn't scout you.
It's pretty sick.
Okay. So we're going to have, again, a slow start here. Astrea going to try to wall off his entrance here. Terran also just expanding, so we're not going to have that much interacting right away. We do have a third gateway being made. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Citadel next and kind of, one of the more standard plays here to basically get blinked to preempt Widowmine drops and play a defensive game.
This is actually pretty interesting, right? Like, if he's going 3-gate right off the bat, that has to be like a pressure play. If you recall, once upon a time, like before Maru went on his crazy killing spree of 4 GSLs in a row, Classic had like the highest win rate we've ever had PvT. And his opening was specifically 3-gate pressure. Like he would go 3 gates, make a lot of units in the early game, and just dominate everything people did to him. And obviously put on a lot of pressure with that and stuff as well. Now, I mean, if you're going 3 gates before any attack, it makes me feel like we're going to see something like that, right?
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
We'll see.
I think that's probably what we're gonna have here. Nice block. Obs first here out of the Robo.
But where's his units?
We didn't get the Twilight Council, right? Or did I miss that?
No Twilight, just a Robo.
Interesting.
It's making
I feel like you have to get the Twilight Council soon here, right?
Well, I mean, if you're going Robo and you have 3-gate, honestly, I think you're going to go into Colossus. Like, I think that's the only good continuation here. He's going double Observer. Oh, this is cool. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I feel like we don't get to cast this very often, but keep in mind there are regions where there's, certain metas that seem to be more trendy than others. And, during the pandemic, we basically were exposed to just the Korean meta. And I mean, look, I know the game's online and everybody can play with each other, but I mean, this is a trend that's been proven to be true is, some people do certain things in certain regions. Players talking to each other, sharing ideas and stuff like that. And I feel like we haven't casted a double Obs opening into Immortal.
No. The Immortal is really interesting as well. Like, I mean, he's not constantly producing off the 3 gates, which, I mean, you don't necessarily have to. You can make gateways and not use them right away. That's certainly an option. All right, loses 1 probe so far. Not too bad. Quick enough pull away.
Yeah, Immortal's continuing to be cranked out here. Just a little bit of light pressure. Nothing too committed here. You were mentioning this earlier, Artosis, but I do wonder, like, how good is Kira's control going to be? Because he really bungled just kind of being a StarCraft player. The other best of 3,
getting
like
paid
he
for the game, man.
Yeah. So hopefully his control is going to be a little bit better here. Tiny drop comes in now. And by the way, there's the Twilight Council started so late, at least to what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah. Well, he's getting up to 3 bases pretty safely. He's got a single Immortal. He hasn't made that many gateway units off his 3 gates. But I think certainly likely to go Colossus from here and just get +1. And, well, do you think it's Blink or Charge?
I'm guessing Charge. What do you think?
You would think Blink would fit well, but I think you might be right on the Charge. Let's see.
I feel like if he was going to get Blink, he would have just... Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm good.
No,
he cast this game for money.
Yeah, he's going for a little bit of a ground pounding force, right? Like,
yeah.
Good drop harassment could be very difficult to deal with because he doesn't have good anti-air at all. But in a situation like this where there's like a tank push incoming, if he has Charge and like 2 Colossus and an Immortal and 3 Sentries here, you're going to crush it.
Yeah.
You are going to smash a tank push that comes in. Oh, but he doesn't go Sand Colossus. He goes Disruptor. Just getting 1 of every Robo unit. We need a Prism after that.
Right.
Oh, no, he cancels it into Colossus.
Make it a box art army. Okay, Marine's just going to come in here and I guess snipe this pylon. Gets out untouched. The lasers never left the gun, Artosis.
No, they didn't. And they were at the speed of light, so that's like really fast from Kira.
Yeah. The push is coming out. Again, Charges should be completing literally like when this push from Terran arrives. Oh, second Observer goes down.
Yeah, it's the price you have to pay.
Oh, he's going to back
I'm glad
up.
the Observer's not too fast. We wouldn't want that to be so annoying for it to get away from Terran players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still the dumbest patch note ever made.
Observer gets, it's not a great unit.
Never has been, never will be.
Okay. I thought Terran was actually going to push, but he backed up. And now we have Blink started. Estrella is going to try to fill in the rest of his supply. Sorry, the rest of his tech. Of course, he's going to fill the rest of his supply in.
Yeah. Astrea, like, pretty cleanly got himself into a decent position with a decent army. Now, that being said, he doesn't have a lead. Let's see how he can play, because this is like... I would call this pretty close to even. Well, that's scary.
This is a pretty big drop, guys.
Yeah, it really is.
Keep in mind, you know, the army has to go all the way back here, the long way. Unless he's going to recall. Forge goes down. Is he going to get the Twilight? I don't think he even realizes it's upgrading.
Yeah, he backs up.
Dude, he is just shredding this army.
Yeah, he is. Oh, and he disables
That
the
was
disruptor.
sick.
That was a good move.
All right, I feel like this drop has just killed Estrella.
Yeah.
Like, this is actually so bad.
Well, this is what can happen if you kind of play like this, right? He went ground pound, and then Kira kind of figured it out.
Yeah, Kira just didn't engage initially, and then he took advantage of the fact that Blink was not upgraded. He just dropped in the main. And, you know, Blink is usually like the first line of defense for drop, where you can at least get in there and shoot down some medevacs and try to start a fight, but in that case, you couldn't get back there. So the entire Terran army unloaded and started killing stuff before most of Astrea's stuff was even up the ramp. And this could end up just resulting in a tactical victory instead of a strategic one.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Astrea, though, is not dead. He's still got okay probes. This is not perfect, and Kira has a lot of good things going for him right now. He's getting ready for his own 4th base. He's getting enhanced shockwaves and everything as well. He slowed down Blink a lot. He slowed down +2 immensely. So those are very good things as well. Because, I mean, Astrea would be running away upgrade-wise otherwise.
Nice pickoffs on those mines.
Yeah.
Now, Astrea's army is getting more and more sophisticated, so we should point that out that, you know, there's a chance he might be able to take like a pretty tough fight here against Kira. Kira is controlling the top part of the map, though. I mean, if Astrea can't get a 4th base up, that's another way you're going to lose.
Or a 5th, right? Yes.
I'm sorry, a 5th place. Yeah. Say. Yeah.
Well, he loses that 5th next to the gold, which is painful.
Yeah.
But one of the big things about PBT, and this is a style we don't see from many Korean Protosses right now, but one thing that we really have to hand to Astrea is he has retained his robo units, right? He's got a pretty healthy robo army right now. And as long as you retain those robo units, there's still a shot for you. There's still a chance, because that's where you're going to get your real value. Look at this, 3 Disruptors, 2 Colossi, and Immortal. High Templars are being added in. He has some Ghosts in here for that tanking power. His upgrades are okay still.
Look at this, he's just going to do the damage and get right back out.
If only he had Blink, man. There's just so little punish potential here.
Yeah, it's probably the longest game we've ever casted where Blink isn't done yet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Especially in this matchup.
That was a tough loss for him. But, you know, it's easier said than done for Kira to go in and kill him, right? As long as Astrea does not overextend forward, like, this type of composition is much stronger defensively than it is offensively. So if he sits back, kind of keeps these robo units going, uses his splash damage every time Kira comes in,
right,
there's potential here.
Okay.
Is he going to go for a massive drop
It
again?
looks like he's going to go for a drop. I don't know. Other than that, or he's going to try to snipe these gas geysers from the high ground.
Ooh. Does he have a recall ready?
Dude, he could actually stop. No, he doesn't, I don't think. Because he just recalled
I
earlier.
think you're right, yeah. He does a warp in here, but, I mean, that's not... Zealots being warped into these little funneled chokes is a little bit rough. Comes up with the rest of his army. Doesn't have Blink yet still.
This is crazy. It's going to finish in 10 seconds, I think. Or I guess now in 10 seconds.
I mean, as that finishes up, he's going to have a lot more potential. Still holding on this side. He's got to be a little bit careful there.
Kira already maxing out as this fight is finally won here by Astrea.
And he has the Blink as well, so catches all the medevacs. Okay.
Archon punching that medevac out of the sky.
I really want to see the unit tab right now, like just what their armies are exactly. Yeah, that's canceled once again.
Ooh. Dude, it seems like Kira is really in control of this game.
He is.
He's playing a very good control style. We almost never see this expansion taken, but
yeah,
here we are.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Got that one off my bucket list.
Well, the gold base has been, you know, denied so many times at this point. Oh, wow. Really good EMPs. He doesn't have enough robo units up here. He's got to be careful.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's
too bad.
That's a good scan right there, isn't it?
Kira scans her. He's like, there's a base here?
Like, wait a minute.
You could expand to that location?
He's like, I think I saw a PVC once where that was taken.
You know, this map basically makes like a lion space when it's not all covered in you know, red and blue. If you take that base down there, then you get the soul catch for the lion's face.
Oh! Well, I mean, that's a good moment for him. You know, one thing I'm a little bit surprised about, Kira could have taken that gold base by now. It feels like he's very slow to take that one additional base.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is a difference between, like, for instance, him and Maru still.
Yeah, Maru would have that and the top base.
You might actually be right about the top base as well, but he would 100% have
You
had
take
the
that
gold
top
base.
base, you put a little Fez hat on the lion's face.
3-3 is on the way for both sides. Quicker for Cure. No. Back up, Astrea. This is not the fight you're looking for.
Another little push-up here at the top. Seems like Estrella's actually fractioned off parts of his army pretty nicely.
I like here. Like, Kier, I think, is doing exactly the right thing. He's going into Fusion Core. Going to get Liberator range, no doubt. Liberator range is going to be a great way to start pushing back this Robo-based army. You can actually do, like, a dedicated push, I think, coming up.
Okay, 3-3 is about to finish. I feel like well, I think Cure's going to just kind of stay consistently ahead here, but he doesn't have a closer. Keep in mind, like, PvT, depending on how the fights go, I mean, they can get really one-sided either way. You know, Terran gets a really good surround and good EMPs, or the Disruptor Colossi shots just connect with the right targets and melt the infantry. So this really could go either way. I still think Cure's in a better spot, but...
Ooh, this is a great engagement for him.
3-3 good.
He is killing a lot of Archons here.
3-3 best upgrade.
Yeah, it's pretty all right.
It's better than 2-2. It's better than 1-1.
Substantially better than 1-1 even. Okay, now this base. He's going to lose this one as well.
Pretty good disruptor shots, regardless. But yeah, I think Cure is basically just kind of playing the long game right here, you know?
He's got a bigger bank. He's got more income. And this, I mean, the ghosts here are really massacring the Archons. I wish that we'd see a little bit more disruptor splitting, like just 2 disruptors at that top base, I think would have really helped Astrea this game instead of just utilizing gateway-based armies that Kier has been whittling down nonstop. Nonstop. All right, so we finally see Astrea trying to do a push. Very tough into these siege tanks. Oh, boy. Okay, that was actually...
Dude, that's so many kills in the disruptors.
Yeah, it is.
That's big.
Yeah, that's a good kill.
He's like, that's for my brothers.
That brings those disruptors back up. Now some nice EMPs, get rid of the Archons.
Astrea's control has just been kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's like there's always these loose units that get fished into fights they shouldn't be taking.
8 Archons have died. Woof.
Woof. Wow, wow. Woof, woof.
The Liberators with the setup, very nice. Ooh, great blink forward there. This is a complicated dance.
Yeah, you know, this base, I like that Astrea took it, but it's not proving to be an easy position to control.
Yeah, the probe's getting pulled back. All right, blinks forward here.
Oh, the Stalker's kind of getting in the way of everything.
Yeah, you can't quite do that. The Stalkers themselves can't win that. He needs more damage in there. Sends out a disruption
he's like
ball.
slowly losing this fight. I thought there was no way Terran to push back up here, but here we are.
Another nice EMP goes down. Cure just... This has been a beautiful grind from Cure. Looking so much better this game than he did against RagnaroK.
This is probably the best control game we've had all season, honestly. By the way, like, without this base, there's almost no more resources to mine from. He's going to try to take the gold, but I can almost 100% say that it'll be easy for Cure to come up and take that out, too.
The Disruptor's keeping him alive for now. It looks like he is getting ready for, I believe this is going to be Tempest Tech. If he goes, no, yeah, it has to be Tempest Tech. You can't go Carrier here. His economy is too bad. And he needs to push these Liberators back very badly. But I think it's too little too late. Like, Astrea's doing his best here, but that first drop, I think, just put him into a position that was very tough to recover from. And he actually did a pretty decent job recovering, but I think on the fringes, Kira's really outplayed him.
I think we're getting close to the end here. I got to say, man, you know, I'm sad to see Astrea lose this game, but, like, honestly, Kira played really, really well.
Yeah, he did.
You can learn a lot from playing like this. I mean, it kind of looked like once Kira got into a good position, it was going to be impossible for Astrea to really do anything. Another Nexus is about to fall unless Protoss can stop it right now. And I don't think they can. Is this a GG moment?
I believe so.
It's time to find that letter. Type it in twice.
Yeah, his supply is doubled at this point. The army's so small here. Still trying to get as many disruptor kills as is possible. Picking off those Liberators right before they get their shots off.
GG, there it is. Kira takes game 1. And I don't know if Astrea's going to take game 2, but if he doesn't, it's over, dude.
Well, there were a lot of really redeeming things about his play. I think he made lots of strong strategic moves, like he retained the robo units very, very well. Like the drop into the main base, that first big drop into the main, that was the real problem. Like the thing is, he set himself up where that was going to be what was strong against. We were talking about that, right? He went charge, he got the ground pounding army. You know, like a siege tank push, if it had been executed, he would have crushed.
Yeah,
but the drop's very hard to
Kira
stop.
had that sixth sense. He came out, he's like, oh, no. Doesn't feel safe. We're going to go to 2,000 atmospheres. All 2,000 of the atmospheres, guys. That's how many we have on this map. Artosis, it's your turn to talk.
Oh, the pressure is on.
Dude, nice. Nice.
Yes.
All right, guys, again, this is no longer the English stream. This is the American stream. Can Astrea win here? He needs to beat Kira. No more mistakes, man. If he loses, he's out of the GSL. We got to wait for Season 3. Only foreigners are going to be Artosis and me. You guys have had enough of that, right?
Oh, for a long time.
For a long time.
I came for war.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure.
America.
Alpha X, Astrea.
Landed the free home with the brave.
I really do think Astrea he has potential to beat Kira here, really.
He did not look bad in that last game, but I think Kira really got a leg up on him and kind of just...
The consistent pressure was so good. Thank you, Zombie Grub.
Zambi Gramby. Yeah, man, like, let's, I don't know, let's see if he can bring a better game this time out. It feels like a lot of what he prepped for, it went terribly wrong. Like Nexus first in the first game, and it's like, it was like the weird proxy. I'm still weirded out by that first game here. Power of Protoss. But that game was so weird, and then, like, you know, I think he's just had a bumpy ride from here on out.
Yeah. Well, when something goes that wrong in the early game and you just don't have any control of your own bases, and then I think there were a couple small things you could have fixed too. You could have had the disruptor split a little bit better. That's all right. I think he can kind of fix some of these things. And I mean, honestly, if one less big thing goes wrong, like that, you know, that drop, you're not always going to get a drop off that does that type of damage. But a lot of the fundamentals of Astrea are good enough that he's going to give Kira a very hard time if Kira doesn't get something like that done.
Astrea is a super smart player, super smart guy.
Yeah, he is.
Definitely has his own way of looking at the games. But, you know, right now, I feel like he's really gotten beaten up here. So hopefully this is going to be where he can reverse all that. I would also like to see a rematch with him and Trap, just because that series was already so weird with that first game, where I'm like, I don't even know what to make of that.
Yeah, so much stuff has gone wrong for him today. But first things first, got to take this game.
Got to beat Cure, man.
Yeah. We have a very quick Twilight here. Sanctity Gate getting started. I think we got to assume this is going to be Blink. But is it going to be 2-gate, 3-gate, 4-gate Blink? Okay, third gate comes up. Now, he went 3-gate last time with a Robo.
Yeah.
And did not get aggressive. The thing is, if you make 3 gates, you kind of have enough units to hold anything that Terran's going to do early on, so there's that. But generally, if you see Blink and 3-gate, you are going to see some aggression.
Yeah, well, I think this is, first of all, if you've watched GSL for the past couple of years, this is definitely a build you're familiar with, the style of play. But I'm glad he's doing this because I think this is much more warranted. I think you got to make the game as easy as you can for yourself. Not that Cure is a hyper-aggressive player, but I think this is a safe way. He could get aggressive himself, depending.
Yeah. 3-gate, you can expand off of it. You definitely can. In fact, it used to be the expand build, and then it became 2-gate as people really trimmed down the build.
People optimized it quite a bit. Yeah.
And you never know. Like, he actually might be doing the 3-gate, thinking like he might have just a more dated version of the Blink expand where he goes 3-gate, which is fine as well.
Okay, so it's going to be this Widow Mine drop. Probably one of the most frustrating early game things to deal with in the whole game. If you're not ready for the Widow Mines when they come in, you will just lose all your workers and probably lose the game. And this
he has well-placed stalkers, Tasteless, so...
Yeah. Link is actually not going to finish quite in time for this if Terran's fast.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
And,
yeah, here he comes.
It might just be 10 seconds too late.
No, the stalkers are...
Dude, he's literally not looking... Okay, he's going to pull.
Just in time. What? That was a good split. That was a good split, considering, he thought he had that.
That was crazy.
And then it was almost, just terrible. Now, 4 probes dying, you get rid of 3 mines. This is not the end of the world. I think he is cognizant that there's 1 left here.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad. He gets it. Okay. I thought the mine was going to block them and it was going to get away.
Too.
that
I actually just stopped casting when I saw it happen. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the moment where he might be able to get the shoe on the other foot, but is the tank sieged up?
Yeah. He's not going to get anything done here.
Oh, this is brutal, man.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's far enough out that it's okay. But, yeah, he needs to get out of here, though.
Is that tank holding its breath? What's going on here?
Look at that nice defense from Cure. I love the double bunker. That is so annoying to deal with.
I thought he was going to try to attack that bunker like a madman.
Okay, so third Nexus is coming up. Going up into Colossus as well as Charge. A little bit of harass here, but yeah. Oh, hey, gets... Oh, no, I thought that was actually out of range. Not quite. Pulls back a bit more. Not getting a lot done, but not losing a lot. He's taking a bit of hull damage here and there. That additional command center gets started now.
It has been a bumpy journey in this game as well, man. Again, Astrea not looking bad, but Cure kind of coming out on top of every engage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cure is doing a bit better than him for sure. But everything's doable here still. Double medevac loaded up. You actually had that patrolling prism, but they fly in the other direction. Colossi coming out.
Stim is coming. The only thing the Protoss has over the Terran right now is the extra base.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he just sent that Stalker down, so he thinks that there's nothing on the way, but there's actually 2 medevacs on the way. So that's a little bit problematic. This could do significant damage.
Yeah, he basically got right through a blind spot now. And I mean, 2 medevacs with Marines in them, that can kill a lot of stuff here, man.
And look at this, he's hitting at the same time. So is he going to actually be able to block this? Okay, out comes the drop into his main base.
A lot of kills on those probes. Already 8 go down. Oh, the Raven!
Oh, doesn't quite get it, but forces auto turrets. Oh, down goes his Colossus tag.
No upgrade for the attack either. Oh my god, dude, this is bad.
It's definitely not good. It's definitely not good.
It's not a good day in America, man. It's gonna be chased out now. But the push is already coming.
Yeah. Yeah, Thermal Lance is not here. One Colossi. Oh, God, a huge volley onto it as well. Oh, no, he does have 2 Colossi. That's something at least. Oh, my God, not anymore. This is a lot of things have gone wrong for Astrea again
this is
here.
Bad, dude. Who's going to call Joe Biden and let him know, man? This is bad, dude.
Oh, it's tough.
Another attack over here.
Yeah, it's too bad. Like,
yeah, he's starting to kind of fall apart.
Yeah.
Too many locations. I think that Estrella can still chase this away, but look at the supply difference. Oh my God, is he gonna get the forge too?
Oh, you can get all
or
sorts
the
of things
pylon.
here. Yeah, again.
Play this game for money.
Yeah, the amount of damage, this is not something that you can come back from. Kira put out some great games here against Astrea. He did not look that good against RagnaroK, but this was very solid from A to Z. Keeping control the whole time. Astrea have a very hard time dealing with this. You know, that's always been a tough sticking point for the non-Korean players is playing against the Korean Terrans because, you know, there's just a multitude of stronger Terrans out here than the rest of the world put together.
Yeah, this is an extremely tough Terran region here, where obviously, like, you know, in Europe, for instance, there's so many good Zergs.
Yeah. So, it's a tough one. You know, a lot of stuff has gone wrong for Astrea tonight, unfortunately, but he is going to be eliminated. It's at half the army supply here.
Yeah, another little drop over here. Not that consequential, but again, it's this push that's coming up here from the south and north. GG Cure wins 2-0. And our American hero has fallen.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but great to see Astrea out here trying his luck at GSL.
Yeah, I respect it, man.
Absolutely.
And we hope to see him here in Season 3. And, you know, look, it is weird. It is weird playing in the GSL studio, right? You know, everybody watches the show. This was the beginning of everything, really. And I don't think he played that poorly, but I think a lot of his games went not his way.
Yeah.
I think especially that starting game with the cross scout into blind proxy from Trap. That was crazy. Yeah. Guys, we're going to be on a little break. When we come back, the final best of 3 of the evening, Cure versus Trap. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
stand with me down under the stars at night? Come look with me from where I stand. You can see most everything. And I've been waiting for the moment to arrive. I was waiting for the moment to arrive. I was waiting for the moment to arrive. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Stop everything in your lungs and your armor. And the time it takes is a time away, but it's time we thought about it. And you feel the push inside. In the fall, there's a cool wind coming down. And we were waiting for the moment to arrive. Waiting for the moment to arrive. We were waiting for
Whoa, let me back up for a minute. Whoa, let me back up, whoa, whoa, let me back up for a minute. Whoa, let me back up, whoa, whoa, let me back up for a minute.
Whoa, let me back up, whoa, whoa, let me back up for a minute. Whoa, let me back up, whoa, whoa, let me back up for a minute. I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody love the drop when I'm in it. Everybody love the drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute.
Some say that zero. 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life. 없어도 되는 건 빼고 실성사이다 제로.
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탕 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
아침은 라떼, 홀리 점심은 라떼, 홀리 저녁은 라떼, 홀리 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리.
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타.
라떼 홀리. I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody love the drop when I'm in it. Everybody love the drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute.
Some say that zero. 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life. 없어도 되는 건 빼고 실성사이다 제로.
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탕 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
아침은 라떼, 홀리 점심은 라떼, 홀리 저녁은 라떼, 홀리 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리.
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타.
라떼 홀리.
형님들 아프리카에 승부 예측 생긴 거 아세요, 여러분들?
아니 e스포츠 여기 탭에 있잖아요, 여러분들. 아니 이게 새로 생겼더라.
저는 광동에 올인했어요.
아 진짜요? 아 그럼 전 DRX에 올인.
모바일도 똑같이 아래 가운데 보면 e스포츠 있어요. 잼이라는 포인트가 있어요.
아프리카 내에서 쓸 수 있는 재화라고 생각하시면 돼요.
잼을 사은품으로 교환 가능하다고요?
이 잼으로 응모를 다 할 수 있어.
키보드는 벌써 나갔네.
아이폰 갤럭시 탭. 아 이게 200잼이야?
교환까지 할 수 있으니까 형님들 아프리카 승부 예측 많이 많이 사랑 부탁드립니다. 박수 한번 드려주세요.
최고의 적의 정적 이병렬 10년 만에 결승 진출은 꿈은 이뤄지고 있습니다. 우승 가능성은 아직 끝나지 않았습니다. 시즌에 우승을 할 것이라고 예측한 사람 많지 않았습니다.
Today's matchup. Trap. Astrea. Q. RagnaroK. Round of 20. Group D. Africa TV. Freak Up Studio. Live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time to close the evening out. A Terran versus Protoss, Cure versus Trap is what we're left with. One of these two players will advance to the round of 10. The other is going to be knocked out of the GSL.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy to see with RagnaroK already going forward. One of these very strong players. These guys have both been to multiple GSL finals. One of them's out.
One of them dies.
That's it. Yeah.
They lose, the floor opens up, into the alligator pit.
And when you die, it's for real, Tasis.
Yeah,
You're out
because
for
when
the
you
next
die
season.
in the game, you die in real life. Yeah.
Imagine if that were the case. Oh my god.
Well, we would not have made it this far.
No, certainly not. There'd be like one human left. I wonder if we could track back to who that'd be. It's like it's July Zerg. You just killed people with circlings or something. It's the last human on Earth, and then he just dies lonely. It's like, oh no, that's terrible.
We're going to go to 2,000 atmospheres. We keep getting that map, Artosis.
Yeah. Well,
and then,
people like this map, I guess.
They do. And that map has loaded up.
Came for war.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Cure. Guangdong Freaks. Trap.
You know, I've been looking at these cutouts every time we zoom in.
Yeah.
And the Zerg one looks perfect, and then the Terran one looks like pretty good, and then the Protoss one I've been thinking looked bad, but now I realize they just cut off the light that comes out of it. And truly, light can't be part of a structure.
Yeah.
But the top of the Nexus isn't a sharp point. It's not truly a pyramid.
No. Is it rounded on the top?
No, it's like flat and light comes out of it.
StarCraft 1, it's pointy, right? Nexus is pretty pointy.
I think so. I think it's a proper pyramid.
So,
is there a difference, by the way, like if you have a three-sided pyramid, is that still called a pyramid?
I would say yes, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Pyramids in Egypt are four-sided, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like, all pyramids are four-sided, but you could make a three-sided one.
No, there's got to be a three-sided pyramid somewhere, right?
I don't know.
I love how you judged all of civilization's history in that moment. You're like, no, that's just not true.
I just don't think there is one. All the ones I've
myself.
seen are four-sided. And I'm not saying that I know everything about pyramids, but at least as much as you.
In architecture.
I'm anxiously awaiting.
How dumb I am right now. I'm like trying to figure out how to spell architecture on my phone just to get this out here. I just couldn't get that far, Artosis.
Double racks.
3-sided pyramids. Oh, Google sucks. This isn't helping me at all.
Damn, you should have binged it.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
It says 3-sided pyramids, and it's showing me the pyramids in Egypt. These are clearly 4-sided pyramids.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you win this one, Artosis.
I guess I do.
I guess they
Why
don't
am I
ever
just
exist.
always right? RagnaroK getting through, 3-sided pyramids.
It's insane. You're prescient, man.
Yeah.
You're basically from the future.
Yeah. Well, I know so much about pyramids. Maybe I'm from the past.
That could be it, too. Or maybe the pyramids are actually from the future. You ever see Stargate? The pyramids are made to land spaceships on.
Yes. I loved Stargate as a kid.
That was such a good movie.
It was. I've seen it so many times.
Does that still hold up? I think I haven't seen that in like
I think it does
20
hold up. Yeah,
years or something.
Yeah, I think it does actually. Like I haven't seen it in a long time too, but just thinking back, it wasn't really that corny or anything. It was just like legit.
Was that based off of a comic or was that just its own?
Oh, I think it was actually
lore?
a book or a comic, I believe.
Huh.
I do believe so.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I should go back and watch that.
Yeah.
So this game, we have Stalker Blink coming in here with a Robo, kind of like what we saw in the game with Astrea in Game 2.
But Kira playing very differently. He's gone for a 3-racks opener, so he is very, very, very heavy in bio.
Yeah, and he's going to be looking for a fight pretty soon here. It's important to note that he's kind of hit everything up into his main. And the idea is that by the time the Protoss scouts, it might be too late.
Yeah. And he just keeps shading up, but no intel will be had.
Yeah.
Third Nexus gets started, but this is so unit light. Kier has real potential with this push when it comes out.
Kier could kill that Nexus and maybe even go kill the second base too.
In fact, I bet you he dives on the natural.
Yeah, well, that might be the way to go. You could probably stim in. Keep in mind the cybernetic score is usually part of the wall in, right?
All right, he is going tasteless.
All right, let's
that
do
is
it.
seen. He knows what's up now.
YOLO.
Wow, why do you leave that there? I mean, if they're coming down the ramp, they're coming. Go.
Blink's going to be done by the time the army gets there.
Bioforce waits.
Yeah.
Waits for some reinforcements.
And we have a factory being made behind this. Now, if this can be dealt with from the Protoss, the Terran's in a pretty bad spot.
Yeah.
We don't even have a Stargate, or a starport, excuse me.
Look at that damage, man. Almost gets rid of a Marauder, but takes a lot of damage on his Stalkers.
And again,
just a small stim too. Very good moves.
And keep in mind, every stim is basically permanent damage because there are no medevacs. So that does make it like basically that this army doesn't have sustain, but it can swing a fight pretty easily. Good targeting here. Here's the Immortal.
And, well, he
one
targets
thing we're
on the
not gonna
battery
click on.
very quickly. Very smart move there. The Immortal not getting the best hits until the very end there. He needs another warping around. He needs to get down here. All right, forces another stim, which is nice.
There is. He could end up getting this next Immortal as it comes out.
The shield battery really adding a lot of sustain here. And it's almost cleaned up now. But you know what? He killed a lot of units with this.
Yeah. And he's not done yet. Now, there's no power on that battery. And he's just going to go all the way up. He's actually going to get this Immortal.
Yeah, looks like it. Very nice pickoff right there. Definitely worth trading those Marines. Gets an Adept as well.
No, totally worth trading the Marines. 2 more Marauders are out here. Did he get concussive shells, by the way?
Oh, I didn't notice. I'd be surprised if he's making Marauders and didn't get it. It's pretty cheap and pretty quick.
Well, I feel like Trap is almost on the verge of death here.
Yeah, it's tough because he doesn't have great tech right now, right? Like, he's got Blink. Okay, that's good. He has an Immortal. Okay, cool. But he, like, against this much Stim Bio, you know, you need just, like, a bigger army in general or some splash damage. Force fields definitely can be helpful. Hasn't even... okay, there you go. Comes down with that Prism. Oh, my God. Targets it down immediately.
And, you know, there's not going to be that much on the ground here to work with. The force fields are actually saving the day, by the way. If those were not, like, the greatest force fields of all time, that would not have worked.
Yeah. He would be dead right now if those force fields weren't so
And
badass.
look what it is. If it isn't our old friend, the medevac.
Oh, no.
Thing about that, Artos, is they can heal units.
Well, now everything has a lot more sustain, and Trap's army is still tiny.
What I'm trying to say is that they can both stim and take damage and then be healed immediately.
That's wild.
Almost as if they didn't take damage at all.
Sounds really frustrating to play against.
Yeah. They complained about Protoss, but then you look at this and it's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Well, every Immortal is a lot more of a threat here. Sorry, every Marauder is what I'm trying to say is more of a threat because there's not a lot of Immortals in this fight. But he's kept that one alive, and he's chased us back. And honestly, I got to say, it's hard to not be impressed with Trap here.
Yeah.
All things considered. I mean, he got blindsided with the rush, but he's just refusing to die here.
Yeah, very difficult holds. Quite impressed. Okay, so his Immortal count is actually, it's really getting up there. Now, mine comes down. Oh, my God. Guns down the Immortal despite overcharge. Backs up away from the mines. A very difficult position here. The mines are actually kind of keeping him inside. Oh, no.
Big connects.
Well,
did he just lose it? I think he did.
Yeah, that's it. They're going to take game number 1.
Double Dragon Widow Mines here.
Those were beautifully placed, man. That really got him stuck behind the Nexus.
GG Cure. One win away from going on to the round of 10.
Just keeping a little edge the entire time there. Trap unable to stabilize, unable to hold on. But Cure hit the build just perfectly. Really, really did a fantastic job with that.
Well, let's see if he can do it again. Thing is, you can't bring that build order out twice in a best of 3.
You wouldn't think so.
I don't think so. And so now we got to go into this next match. Trap on, possibly facing elimination here. This wasn't part of the story today.
No, it wasn't supposed to be.
No.
You know, just after he sets that record of 10 round of 8s in a row, he might not make it this time.
Yeah, dude. Well, if he's going to start the comeback, it's going to have to happen on the map Blackburn. Cure versus Trap, guys, for this final best of 3. RagnaroK, surprisingly, the guy who's already escaped the group. Astrea, the first to be eliminated. Can Trap start to reverse this, or is he going to be out with the likes of Rogue and many other players? We've had a lot of upsets so far in this GSL.
I came for war.
Well, well, well.
All right.
I spy with my gamer caster eye a proxy Rax.
Yeah, I guess so. Where's he gonna put it up at the third?
Gonna make it right up there. Gonna make a little building over there.
All right.
If I make it here, I get to your base faster.
I'm just pointing out that's a common place for proxy racks is right over there. You can hop the Reapers directly up. Probe coming across rather quickly.
Is that going to go right up into the main? Because, the fastest way to actually scout they're getting proxied is to just go on their base and not see the barracks there.
Yeah, that's...
And then confirm it's not a macro.
That's actually a very true thing. A lot of people look at these immaculate scout patterns and they're like, oh, damn, like you should have just scouted around his base more. And it's, well, if you really want to know.
Yeah.
Which is why sometimes people hide it near their base. So if you go in their base, you're like, oh, I'm getting proxy. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah. So he's peeking out here. He's like, oh, is it going to be over there? He's like, is this a Macarax? What's going on? eBay.
Yeah, a nice little eBay block. That's annoying. A Zealot's being made, but there's a Reaper on the way, so I can deal with the Zealot pretty well. Look at that SCV absolutely not care about the probe.
Yeah.
Remember that time Maru made his SCV jump over and over with 5 health and finished the barracks?
That was ridiculous.
That was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've never been so jealous of anything.
All right.
Good micro so far from Trap.
It has started. There's another Reaper on the way here. Keep in mind that, as more Reapers come out, the stronger they're going to get, basically. But if you screw up at any point in time and drop a Reaper or two, the rush kind of grinds to a halt. There's a proxied Stargate being made. I think this is pretty smart.
Yeah, let's see if he can get anything done with it. He knows where the main base is, so it's even more powerful than the one against Astrea.
Yeah. Crazy.
Reapers are kind of looking for it, though, aren't they?
Yeah, well, he's not seen anything inside the base when he went there. Like, you know, the money's gone somewhere. Yeah. He is going to kill that probe off. There's a Cyclone being made. And he's going to pull the barracks out. He's just going to lift it up and send it somewhere else.
Yeah, with that Cyclone coming out, like, as long as he stays kind of defensive, he should be completely fine. Ooh, the Reaper comes up and finds it. Big find right there, and harassing with his other Reaper. Oh, doesn't quite get the surround.
Okay.
Feels like Kier just is doing a bit better right now. Trap's not dead or anything.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, this feels pretty good for Kier at the moment.
Yeah, well, he's taken a couple nice jabs at him. We should note, though, that for Trap, his base is going to be up just a little bit sooner. Oh, no, I guess it's not, actually. It'll be almost around the same time.
Yeah, the float down, the morph and float down will make it a little bit slower, but that's kind of normal anyways.
A tank's coming here. He might be setting up for a push pretty soon.
I think he's just, like, defending against everything, right? Because he's making a Viking, 2 Cyclones, a Viking, a siege tank, a bunker. He's hunkering down at the moment.
He's worried the Trap might all in. Actually, I think you're probably right, Artosis. I think I misread that.
The thing is, you can eventually turn this into a really strong attack against Stargate openers as well if they take a quick third without enough units.
Oh, good catch for these probes. Until it wasn't. Okay, the Oracle gonna come down now. We're gonna get that third landed over here. And 1 Phoenix is being made, which is kind of cool.
Okay. Well, I mean, the Phoenix can block a lock-on. It can lift the tank. There's definitely a lot of things it can do. Maybe you just get this as like an anti-draw. Third Nexus gets started. Another Phoenix, okay.
The Adepts are going to shade in here, get an idea of what kind of tech is being introduced. And Stim is only just now started. So, look, Terran can't attack for a little while now. We're going to have to fill in all these other upgrades. More and more Phoenixes are being made. And, you know, that could be interesting in these fights if he can basically run in and pick up the tanks or something. Yeah. And then have a really good engage, maybe with Adepts or Zealots or something.
Well, with the amount of Phoenixes he's made, you think it might be charge?
I think so.
It looks like it's going to be charged to me. Wow, a lot of stasis wards going down.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of opportunities to basically chunk off parts of the army and then try to take fights that are going to be good for you. And basically just disarm the Terran and keep taking the map. I mean, Protoss already has, I think, at this point in time, a pretty good tempo advantage as far as expanding and getting closer and closer to that gold base.
Yeah. +1 armor along with that charge. Ooh, nice pick off there. Protects the board.
And, yeah, you know, honestly, I like the Reaper. You don't normally see a Reaper ever get any value in a game after 5 minutes, but here we are. He's going to get 2 probe kills and escape. And check for the gold base constantly.
Yeah. Still, good usage of that. Normally we don't see Reapers still being useful at 6:30. More gates coming in.
Yeah, and he's basically resetting up this position so that, you know, there's booby traps throughout the map so that if Kier wants to come out here and attack, and that might be coming now, by the way, guys. Oh, he's going to drop.
But there are Phoenixes.
Yeah, there
the
are
Vikings leading
too.
the way will save him. I think is they bought him enough time here that he can get into position, and this, like, Kier even turns around. He doesn't want any part of this.
He's going to burrow 1 mine over here. I like that.
Yeah, that could catch him. Oh, he sees it.
Oh, good move there.
Good
Tag
eyes.
that.
Good eyes.
Phoenixes are just going to continue to be produced, Artosis.
Yeah, it's a lot of Phoenixes at this point.
Yeah. Keep in mind that if this is miscontrolled here. Okay, good catch.
Phoenix charge lock can be very strong in the right circumstance, but
also could punish Widow Mines pretty hard. You can kind of pull the Widow Mine shots in.
yeah, we definitely see that from time to time. Oh, that's big. He needs to just stay back up that ramp. That actually makes kind of a nice wall. But here's the thing, like this composition doesn't scale perfectly. It's not as bad as Adept Phoenix, I think, because Zealots are kind of useful throughout the game, but once you get critical mass, it can be hard to get the Zealots to actually get the value you're looking for. All right, he gets up here, surrounds the tanks and everything at the front, but like Cure is gonna hold easily.
Yeah.
Because again, it doesn't, you know, you're standing in a choke, you have critical mass, it doesn't do as much as...
I feel like Trap is kind of falling apart here. Oh my God. And he even gets the stasis. Dude, he's so good. This one sentry is going to get shot down. He can come up here and take out the Stargate. Dude, Cure's in great shape right now.
Yeah. I'm surprised with the attack. Like, I don't think you're ever supposed to attack into a choke like that.
I don't think so.
He tried to do it before the ward was up, I guess, but the ward was running out and you could see that, and like his units surrounded and killed those units, but none of that really matters. Like the siege tanks are not even that useful against this type of charge lot build with Phoenixes. I feel like he should have just like transitioned, right? Get some splash damage in there and utilize your really large unit count on more open ground. All right, he's trying to drag, not quite getting it.
Yeah, it almost seems like earlier on, it's like Trap had this good setup and wanted that setup to work so badly, he tried to just force a fight. You know, with the stasis wards there and everything.
Zealots really need a more open area.
Really good kiting here. And again, it's one of the perils of if you go for Zealots here, is, you know, they're not good at retreating. It's hard to pull back away. Reinforcements are coming here. Trap needs to hold this.
Yeah, this is getting pretty tough. He has a couple Archons in there, which does help. He's actually warping his Zealots for a counter
This
attack.
actually could backfire, though, because he might need these Zealots to hold off this attack here.
Yeah, honestly, he doesn't have enough to hold this.
And I think at this point in time, the army's going to be big enough that it's like...
Look at that. Cure just instantly runs from his third base. Now,
Oh my
his
God.
rallies should be enough to basically deal with this.
Brutal Widow Mines. And he can just go right back to it.
Cure really outplaying his Protoss opponents today.
Yeah, Cure is a Protoss killer, apparently. He's going to swoop back up around here to the top. Again, these Zealots oftentimes not getting value.
Well, look at that army right there. That is like a heavy, heavy Terran army. Now we actually have EMPs coming up as well.
Yeah, getting really nice spreads with the Widow Mines. Armies are getting fractioned off from each other. Nice force fields.
Trap needs a good engagement. He needs it now.
Okay, the Zealots come down here to try to surround, but they're immediately just gunned down. And he's just going to go for the third. Keep in mind, he could recall if he wants to escape.
I'm getting very nervous for him because with these ghosts coming out, Enhanced Shockwave as well, like the Archons are just going to disappear. He's finally getting the Robo support bay. I think that this is absolutely crucial. Like he just needs some splash support. That army just does not look good right now.
Yeah, well, also just a lot of EMPs on Archons, like that's going to just wipe them out, right?
And even just the size of the ball, right? Like even if you get a good charge off, there's so much DPS coming out of there.
Yeah.
He's just kind of got the critical mass he needs.
Okay, another pickup. I think he's going to drop with the War Prism in the main. What is that, 2 Archons?
Must be.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so low, dude. It's so low.
Yeah.
It's like right over Marines that are just going to pop out. Ah! Oh. The Warpin's going to finish. But back over here.
Ooh.
Nice force fields, dude.
Yeah. Very good force fields. Psystorm is almost done, but not quite. Some EMPs coming out. Oh my God, is he going to get any Psystorms off? Oh my God. A big moment here. Psystorm finishes, but he gets the EMPs off.
Dude, that's huge.
All right, some flanking High Templars, though. Oh, man, does a lot of damage right there. In the meantime, some Zealots are up here, but they're being dealt with reasonably well. I can't believe he had those 2 flanking
That
storms.
was
Man. That was
crazy.
almost game right there.
Yeah, it looked like it was.
Trap is on the brink of defeat this entire time.
Thing is, he's got the gold base. He's still mining. He could still fill in a lot of these, vacancies in his supply with zealots. And even though Cures look very scary, Cures not actually won a position where he's like destroyed a base.
Yeah,
Big scan over
that's a good point. Like, he's been whittling the army the whole time, but Trap is mining well. That's for sure. Trap's actually got a lot more income at the moment.
Yeah, he's chased back the Stalkers. It's gonna be a flank over here. More Terran units are gonna merge up with the rest of this. Really good control here from Cure, honestly.
Yeah, BMP gets off as well, so no Psystorms getting through. The Immortal doing some heavy lifting during that battle.
Yeah, just the Stalkers now. He blinks away with those. And it seems like Trap has finally gotten the upper hand. And he's grown into the top right as well.
Mm-hmm. This is wild. Like, he was on the brink of death 2-3 times this game. And now it's shifting over to him winning.
Yeah.
Imagine if he wins this GSL. We're going to look back at this moment, this game, and it's like, wow. Cure could have ended that.
But Cure, I don't know. I think Cure can't get control of this game again. I think we're going to have to go to a game 3.
You might be right. It's a tough position. Definitely Trap has the edge. He's making the Colossi now, which is super, super strong. But I think Kira has enough to play with. Like, he needs to get other base down. He took his 4th, which is nice. He's good at these engagements. Like, he's very good at micro against pros. Ooh. 10 SCDs falling.
Yeah, nice EMPs, force fields for an escape. But Terran's going to pursue regardless.
Oh my god, he really dived on that prism and barely did not get it.
That was crazy. Oh my god, the Zealot counter here.
Okay.
Nicely done.
We are getting to the point of no return.
Yeah. Yeah, that might just be too much. I think that it's not going to be too difficult for Trap to administer the killing blow here. Well, Trap is just still roaming here. But yeah, I don't see Cure even ever being able to get the gold base here. Thermal Lance is about to finish.
Yeah, that's a tough one to get the gold mining. His SCV is getting quite decimated there too. Rebuilding a little bit, continuing his upgrades. He's still got like a pretty decent standing army here. It's tough though, like 2 Vikings.
Well,
may as well be 0.
Protoss is starting to get some pretty damaging splash here. I don't think there's any way that Cure can hang on. That should be GG. We're going to be going into game 3.
Wow. I really thought Cure was going to take him down.
Me too, dude.
Like, it really, like, after that bungled attack in the natural, like, Cure had quite a lead at that point, and was twice he almost broke his back and killed him.
Yeah. Well, game 3 we go to, I don't know who's going to take this, man. It's been back and back, neck and neck. This is a great way to end the show, to be honest.
Yeah. Quite a series.
It does seem like Trap, if he's just able to kind of rely on his fundamentals, he's fine.
Yeah. Well, there's been some questionable decision-making from him, though. Like, seriously, that attack up the ramp? I'm not sure what was going on right there. But saves the day with that timely Psystorm flank. Berlingrad, our next map, our final map of the night.
That's right. Let's settle this. Who's going to move on into the round of 10? And who will be eliminated for the GSL? This is game 3 of Cure versus Trap.
I came for war.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure. Guangdong Freaks, Trap.
So what exactly are we going to see here from Cure? I mean, he kind of relied on. Oh no, he did a proxy Rax in that last game. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, he did have that proxy Rax.
It became such an epic late game. It's like,
yeah,
it's easy to dismiss like how we got there to that point. But
a lot of back and forth for sure.
Yeah.
And don't forget, game 1 he hid a 3 Rax opener. So definitely a little bit tricky this series compared to against Astrea. It was a little bit more straightforward.
Yeah, he just kind of dueled him in a normal game and came out on top. But you know, if Cure can beat Trap here, it's not like he's going to have a tougher Protoss opponent, except for maybe Hero.
Well, don't forget, Cure on his like sick GSL run killed basically every Protoss. Like he was just an absolute murderer in the matchup.
He's very strong at this matchup.
Yeah. Which is funny because I remember there was like a period of a year and a half maybe where he lost like every PvP series, TVP series. In GSL, but he looked really good in all of them.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember this because we were talking about how he looked really good. And there was some flaming going on online where it was like, he loses and you keep saying he looks good and it's close.
That is
like,
possible.
yeah.
You can have both of those things happen.
Yeah. But he's really come through at this point. Like he has such a range in the matchup. Very excellent control. A lot of great decision making. It looks way better than his TVZ, honestly, at least against RagnaroK.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people watching can relate to this, where there's like one matchup you play, you're just way better at than another matchup, you know?
That's
like,
true for everyone except the very best players in the world, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Like
or like the way that certain matchups work, it like just gels with your brain. But then when you have to approach a different matchup, it's like
It's hard to keep all of them good at one time.
Yeah, super tough.
But then you get someone like Maru, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, what's his best matchup, Tasteless? No one knows.
They're all, it's too hard to say.
Yeah.
Like maybe Terran versus Terran, I'm not even that sure about that.
I don't even, there's no right answer. All of them are his best matchup.
Yeah. Rogue's another example of that, where it's just like, God.
Yeah, just solid as hell at everything. Well, those are the people that win championships, right? They don't really have the weaknesses. We've talked about that before, where like almost all players, like whatever they're good at is also like causing their weaknesses, except for like the super championship players.
Yeah.
Serral, Rogue, Maru. These guys are like just good at everything, and that's it. Oh.
It looks like he's
that's annoying with the mule
wasting
there.
His mule. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like I really want to get value out of this thing.
Yeah.
Dude, great control here from Trap.
Yeah, very nice.
And gets away. Nicely done. Robo and Blink coming here, by the way.
Okay. 3 gate.
So now we got to wait and see, you know, as the game pans out. Both sides appear to basically be prepping for a, kind of standard TVP here.
It really looks that way, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with what Trap's doing, it's about, as normal as you could be to kind of tech into a mid game here.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a safety 3-base Blink, right? Like we talked about the 2-gate. Didn't he go 2-gate in the first game against the 3 racks and he really paid for it?
Yeah.
Just didn't quite have the stalker count he needed. Here he is getting the Prism. And he has 3 gates before that Nexus, so he definitely has enough to macro out of dying to something like that 3 racks, but of course this time that's not what Cure is going for.
All right, Widowmine drop inbound here. Is Trap going to be ready? And he does immediately pull away. And nicely done.
Ooh! Nice pick off. Really
got the
excellent.
medevac.
That was as good as he could have done right there. Loses only 2 workers. Look at this, a little bit of counter harassment as well. I like it. Look at this. 1 volley SCVs.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
I guess that is one way to do it.
Yeah,
I
I've never
really
seen
like
a drop
this.
like this, but I mean, it works perfect.
Oh, this is something you got to copy if you're a Protoss player. This is like so good.
This is seriously excellent. Like, what a good usage of that adept that he got out with, right?
Yeah.
It takes 3 adepts, and you don't want to make more adepts, but you still have one, so pair it up with the 2 stalkers.
And 9 kills on the SCVs.
That's crazy.
Is huge.
Oh my God. Kira is going to be really sad about those flanking side storms, man. Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Trap is everywhere, man. Dude, I think he might have actually just won the game.
He's definitely ahead. I think that Kira's still alive, though.
No, dude.
Yeah.
He's going to blink on top.
No.
Or away.
Blink on top.
Or away. He's going to win the game.
My God.
Or lose.
Yeah. Trap definitely has it with his 34 probes here. Man, that Liberator, insane.
Oh, he's going to blink in.
Yeah, he's going to go for the kill. We'll see if he can actually get it.
Oh, he gets the bunker. Can he just snowball it?
That's pretty big.
Stalkers can blink, and they can be microed in and out of the warp prism.
Okay, there's enough here he can't blink on that tank.
Or can he, Artosis?
Dude, there is so much damage on both sides.
Yeah.
They're actually very close to even, I think. Should be slower.
All right, he's going to go in the main. And there's only one tank, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. Oh, it actually hits. Very nicely done. And he actually has enough bio here. He's not going to die to this. All right, Trap gets out. I wonder, can Trap look at this game and realize that he can actually back up and play macro?
I don't know.
I think so. He's making probes.
Nice.
Charge, Immortal on the way.
And my God, Stim wasn't done that whole time.
Okay.
So Charge and Immortals are going to be coming out here, and he can keep harassing, man.
A lot of damage done on both sides. That Liberator really saved him. He would definitely be dead otherwise. Still not looking very good for Kira right now.
More gates are going to be coming here. Templar Archives. Keep in mind, it's still 3-2. Protoss normally ahead at this phase of the game.
Kira is fielding a nice army. Trying to think if he actually can move out and get something done now. He's adding those additional 2 racks, floating down that 3rd command. Ooh. If he could just pick that off, that would be so amazing.
The War Prism gives such a great position here. Where did the rest of the Stalkers go? I guess he sent them all the way back home?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I must have missed that. Okay, so back at home, Trap is just powering. We've got the 3rd base landed, and it seems like Kira wants to come out and try to take a fight. Now, this is going to be before Storm is done. But I think that actually Trap might just have too much.
There's a fair amount of Marauders here. Yeah, he does have charge, but only six Zealots.
Pulls back, and then goes right back in.
Trap has enough. With the Immortal, with the force fields and everything. Look at this, and Archon is out. Oh, that's a good pick-off right there. Oh, he picks it up in the Prism.
The scoop.
Yeah, but look at this. More flanking units. Very nice control from Kira.
Oh, the Immortal coming from the side.
That flanking Immortal looking for the siege tank
play
kill.
Games for money.
Little Zealot harassment back at home.
Okay, the Immortal doesn't overextend.
Kira has a substantial army advantage.
But Storm is finishing Artosis.
That's
2
true.
Templars already here.
And when you're playing Storm against no Ghosts, that's pretty tough.
Yeah. And, I mean, with the Warp Prism, I guess he doesn't have it back at home, but he can make one and just pocket the Templars inside the Warp Prism anyways. Oh, we need to have a drop here. Good blinking.
Oh, man, the Storms are going to break Kira's heart here.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way for this push to do anything.
Oh, my God. Just brutal storms. Nasty storms, as Artosis would say.
Nasty.
That's a nasty one. Hold on a second. No, he has too much.
Yeah, he's okay still. Oh, hold on, though. Wait a minute here, Tasteless.
Is he going to win this fight? Oh.
Big storm right there. Another Immortal coming down. The Marauders and Marines on the left-hand side doing a fantastic job. The CJ gets picked off.
He's going to get the Archon. He's going to get the Immortal. Oh, he almost got the Immortal. Is Kira going to just snowball this? I can't believe my eyes.
He has more units coming down right now. The medevacs are getting low.
The command center's blown up.
This is
like the
absurd.
closest game of all time.
It really is.
I can't take it.
Kira has so much army, though.
Yeah, I think Kira just...
You have to give up this base. Okay, picks up the Immortal at the last second there. Give up the Nexus, I think. He's going to micro his heart out here at the Immortals, but I don't think
anyway he
anything's
can
enough.
target that War Prism.
Dude, if he saves this Nexus, he's the greatest gamer.
Yeah, he's the gamer king. His bloodline is better than the other gamers.
Oh my God, another Immortal comes out.
Dude.
Okay, the Nexus seriously is gone.
Yeah. Dude.
Trap just microing for his life right now.
How much more can you eke out with a War Prism? The 2 Immortals are gone. And he's going to be up by the Robo so he can stop any more Immortals from coming into this game.
17 Army Supply against 75. That is it. Trap takes his hands off of his keyboard.
Wow.
And he will fall in the round of 20. This is Trap's worst finish in forever.
It's crazy, dude.
Forever. He hasn't gone out in the first round since I literally don't know when. It's been more than 10 seasons since he's had to finish this poor. Craziness.
Crazy, dude.
What a tough group.
Man, I can't believe that. And even Trap, I think, can't believe that. And by the way, I think one of the most exciting games of the whole year. It's like we just don't know who's going to take it until the last second.
It was wild. Like, it looked like Trap got way ahead. That one Liberator. What a hero. Trap was really dead in game 2 as well. My God, what a series.
Great series. All right, guys, we're going to go to an interview now. Let's see how Kier's feeling. He's going on to the round of 10. Wait for it. It's coming.
Wow, what a huge upset. Cure takes down Trap 2-1, and he moves on to round of 10. Congratulations, Cure. Thank you.
정말 어려운 경기예요.
Wow, that was a very neck-and-neck match, but you came out on top. So it was Trap who you met several times over the past few seasons. So how do you feel? Well, today, I was not in good condition. I'm not feeling too well. And after playing against RagnaroK, I had a bad feeling about it today. And then, I tried to just maintain my poise, but that didn't work out. So I was really worried before the game, but I'm really happy now. So when you're saying you're not well, are you sick right now? Yes, that's right. I had gastroenteritis, so I've been not feeling well these days. So during my later games, I lost a lot, and then I dropped 400 MMR, so I'm feeling quite bad. But Cure, after all the difficulties, you managed to move on as the second place in the group. Alright, talking about today's match. In the second game, you're not able to infiltrate through his defense, but you were able to do that in the third game. And then it was a very back and forth game. So can you talk us through that game? Well, as I was doing, as I was carrying out the skirmish in the late game, I felt like I would have one opportunity to break his defense, and then I just waited for it. And although I did lose in terms of skills, somehow I ended up winning the game. So the rush was very strong. So was this aimed at Trap? So this was the first rush you did against Trap. So Astrea and Trap, they have different play styles, so I did prepare differently. And then Trap, he played like how prepared for, so that worked out well. So Cure, it must have been very frustrating for you to see 2 proxy hatcheries in a row, and then you ended up canceling your command center in the match against RagnaroK. So how was that match? Well, I feel like TVZ right now, I have to go for late game. I have no choice. So I've been practicing the late game many times, but after getting defeated with the proxy hatchery, I almost went crazy about that. And I feel like I still lost the macro game against RagnaroK, so I think I'm just gonna have to go back home and work on my weaknesses. Alright, so I have high expectations on you, Cure. Alright, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about last season.
2021년의 시즌 3 감동의 우승을
2021 season 3, you were able to lift up the GSL trophy.
그 길을
And the season after
선수가
that,
걸으시다니 안 걸으실 줄 알았는데
you were defeated.
시즌 1 때 인터뷰 한 번을 못 했잖아요.
In the qualifiers.
돌이켜 보면 좀 어떤 이유가 있었던
So
것
looking
같아요.
back, what do you think was the reason why you underperformed in that season?
사실은 그때 우승하고
Well, at the time, after winning GSL, I really wanted to be consistent with my performance, and I tried really hard.
재능이 부족한지 잘 안 되더라고요.
And maybe I just lacked the talent. You know, it didn't work out well.
좀 제가 봤을 땐 연습 방향이 조금
And the way I see it, I think my way of practice was not really right. It was not correct.
조금 운영 위주로 그래서 요즘 연습 많이 하고.
So these days I'm working on my macro play.
부족하다니 말도 안 됩니다.
Sure, you're saying you lack the
사실
talent?
그때
I think that's too much.
번 패했었는데 그 김진호 선수가 요즘도
So Hero these days, he's performing really well right now. So Cure, do you have any
아니면은
counter strategy
궁금하네요.
for your match against Hero?
준호 형이 또 전식적으로 잘하는데.
Well, Hero, he tends to play unorthodox.
근데 초중반에 끝내는 건 거의 힘든 것 같아요.
But I think it's hard for me to end the game in the early mid game.
후반 운영을.
So it's kind of like a marathon. You have to run for a long distance.
10강 풀리그 방식으로 바뀌었거든요.
So it's changed to round of 10 full league system. So how was the full league system in
자신 없는
last season?
방식인데.
Well, this is a system that I'm not too confident at.
도전을 좀 해봐야 돼.
So I think I'm just gonna have to have a mindset of a challenger. Alright, great mindset, Cure. Yes, you can only advance to the later round, the subsequent round if you pass the round of 10. So, anything you want to say? Oh, I'm pretty nervous. It's been a long time since I qualified to round of 10. So I want to have a good performance in the next round. Once again, congratulations, Cure. Thank you. GG. Guys, thanks for joining us. What a fun day of games.
Yeah, it really was. We see Kira and RagnaroK advance. Trap falling out is even a bigger upset, I think, than Rogue falling out. Rogue has a history of falling out early after championships. Trap has no history of falling out early at all. So that is a huge, huge upset. Astrea having a tough time today. I think we'll see him again next season, though.
I think we will. Yeah, I feel for Astrea. I mean, the game just did not go his way, but Astrea, as well as a lot of these other GSL players, are going to be more and more present here in Korea as we can kind of get back to normal here. And Cure moves on, RagnaroK as well. This round of 10, it's going to be fun to see who's actually going to keep advancing, right? A lot of the heavy hitters are just not with us.
That's true. Like Rogue and Trap, you just count in the round of 4 generally, or round of 6 at least. But it's going to be a wild season. It's good that we have another Terran that's gone through as well. Very, very important to see. Of course, Maru's going to be playing this next group along with Keen.
All right, guys.
That's a tough group. Like, normally I even mention Keen, but when I look at the other players, I'm like, damn, man, Keen, you dead. Creator, though, has been an absolute murderer. He was so good last season.
I know. It's going to be interesting to see if he's actually going to maintain that refined style that he had here.
Yeah.
Of course, a GSL finalist from last season, and I think kind of the everyman for anybody who's a fan of GSL. He's been way in the back of the ranks for a long time, and to see him kind of perform this well. Yeah. But this is a tough group, man. This is a very, very tough group.
That is a ridiculous group. Keen's even bringing his gun, but don't bring a gun to a Zerg fight, man. That's
right.
going to be tough.
Creator's bringing his binoculars, though. So he's going to see that gun at a distance and know to run.
Yeah.
Or get his own gun.
Maru bringing his good looks.
That's right.
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic for Monday. Who do you think from that group is going to make it through, actually?
I think Maru for sure. And then I really don't know.
I really think Creators get out.
I hope so.
I'm more sure a Creator than I am a Maru.
I am rooting for Creators so hard.
I think he has real potential to win a championship, man.
Yeah,
like the way he looked last season.
And then, Rogue's gone and everything. So I have my fingers crossed for Creators. Still, they're obviously very good. It's a possibility there.
Yeah.
And maybe Keen causes an upset. We already saw that today with RagnaroK.
Yeah,
be ready for anything. Everybody's improving so fast.
Keen has good plays. He has days where he looks fantastic, and he can hang with just about anybody.
Yeah. He's been streaming a lot, grinding it out. So Who knows? Maybe he delivers.
Yeah, hope so. But yeah, that's going to be for Monday. After that, like next Thursday, we don't have one because we're done that round. And there is going to be an additional week off of GSL.
Yeah.
Just to throw that out there.
That's all the time we have, guys. We love you. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are.
'22 GSL Season 2.